Alright, it's time for us to continue our countdown to Splatoon, as I call it. Tonight, we're going to be playing more of the first game here on the good old Wii U system. But, before we begin, I have to explain a little issue that apparently happened in between last stream and this one, because, long story short, I got deleted. Like, just flat out, I just went poof on my Wii U. So I don't know what happened, but I turned off the game after we played it on Tuesday. We beat the whole thing perfectly fine, and I turned on my system to see the profile we made for this said stream. Gone. I don't know what happened. Just disappeared. So this past hour, before starting the stream, I just started to play a whole bunch of this campaign again. I've been playing so much Splatoon 1 right now just to catch back up. I couldn't beat it. I only had an hour, but I got myself up to World 5, so we should have majority, if not all, of the Amiibo levels available to us on this said file. If we don't, then I'm going to just swap to my main file that I played back in the day here, since it has 100%ed the main story of the game, so I can easily just jump in. So, I don't know what happened. It just disappeared. The only thing I can think of is maybe the mod I was using to show you guys the screen swapping. Something about that maybe broke things on the system to a point where I just couldn't save the profile. It's probably how I made the profile when the system was hacked. It made things a little more problematic, but that's on me. You learn the unfortunate hard way. So, yeah, we're gonna just jump in here and just you'll see exactly what happened. So, I'm gonna load this up. So now we can go ahead and swap our profile to our other user here. So here he is. And before we do start things correctly here, I do need to also load up the same thing we did last time. At this point, the file gets nuked, it gets nuked. I don't really care because I can't help it. I'm thinking more or less what happened was because of a very specific circumstance. So I'm going to use the same thing we did on Tuesday, so if you missed it on Tuesday, I am playing this on a modified Wii U. I just installed Homebrew on here, so that way I have access to a piece of software that swaps both the gamepad screen to the TV and the TV display to the gamepad, so that way you guys can see what I'm doing on the gamepad. It's something gamepad specific. You can at least see what I see. Makes things a little bit easier. This is the only hack we're doing. And when we get to multiplayer tonight, I'm going to turn this off. Because we're going to be using my main profile, and I don't need this specific thing on there. So we're not even going to use it for that. This is only for the single player content. So just to confirm, there's the bottom screen. And here's the top screen. Alright, let's go ahead and load back up our game. Although I do wonder if you guys can see the boot this time. Because last time it wouldn't show up. Yeah, there you go. That's what the bottom screen looks like. And now we're gonna... Oh, get my little... Hey, you are playing with Thing on. Here's some cheat code things. Menu. I don't know what this is triggered on. I don't know if it's because of the homebrew stuff itself or the swap screen. I think it's swap screen. Just based on how you can press a button to swap the displays as well. So I'm betting it's that. I'm getting that, I should say. Okay, I should probably immediately swap the screens. Alright, so, for reference sake, so you guys know exactly what happened with the file, let me show you what we worked our way up to. Because, again, file got nuked. It's just not really great. So, this is what we have. We go swap the screens around. You guys can see down there. All it is worlds 1 through 4 all complete. I got one thing unlocked in 5. That way I could just jump straight to it if I needed to. I was trying to get this done before we had to start. And then in terms of the gear, I only upgraded 1 thing of the gun, 3 of the ink tank, and then just bought the bombs. So that's what we're going to roll with. Because I don't even remember if some of these upgrades even transfer over to the said Amiibo missions. We'll see. If they do, then I can always just jump back in if I want the upgrade real quick. So, over here in the corner, this here is our said Amiibo station. And we just tap an Amiibo to the gamepad. We can scan it in, And that's pretty much it. You can kind of see behind this box. Yeah, not in this angle. I know there's an out of bounds trick you can do. And if you do that, you can actually read what's behind the box exactly. It's almost one-to-one the box design from the actual Amiibo set from back in the day. I'm trying to see. I remember like the clip is like you get behind a person over here, and then you push your way through. But basically, back of the box is like a nice little raw design of what the Amiibo sketch is, but there's no native way to really see it in the game unless you just clip out of bounds or use like a free cam. It's kind of stupid. Splatoon 2 fixes this by pulling the Amiibo box a little bit out so you can actually go behind it. So you can actually kind of see. But yeah, I'm not going to bother. I was trying to see if I remembered it. It's something like that, the clip out. Maybe you can see it by just jumping up here. Maybe turning the camera around. It almost feels like you can just kind of like barely make that, but no, you can't. I wanted to see what was on the box. Oh, well, maybe you can make that jump. Hang on. Okay, no, you can't. Oh, well. Well, you can't really see what's on the box, so I should probably get some Amiibo, because I have them all behind me on a shelf, and I'm going to take you guys along for that said ride. So I'm just going to go ahead, at this point, swap back over to the said full cam, because behind me, all over here, you can see I have an Amiibo shelf on my bookshelf. It's all dedicated to all the Amiibo, so we're going to go get some of those. The ones that specifically work for this game. So, hey there, Ethan. How you doing? I'll do my best right now to read the chat because I got to actually walk over there, but I'm going to take you guys with me. So, let's just go ahead. Advanced commands. Doing good? That's good to hear. I'm doing good myself. Thanks for asking. Do this. Should have... Yeah, there it is. I'm going to mute the main mic, so now you should just hear me from here. Although I don't. That's weird. Why don't I hear me? Is it set to the wrong microphone output on the computer? Oh, that's why. Hang on. I want to hear myself, so just give me 1 sec. Okay. There we go. Just want to make sure this is going to work. Alright, let's go get some Amiibo. So over here, this is the said shelf in question with all the Amiibo that I have for Splatoon. I don't know if any of the 2 specific ones would even work in the game. I'm going to grab one to test. But in terms of the ones that we're going to be using, it's the Inkling Girl, which had a redesign, so these 2 are basically the same figure. Inkling Boy, which again, these 2, same exact figure, just there was a reprint design, and then same for the 2 squids. These are all Splatoon 1, so it doesn't matter which one of them you use. You can use the standard or the redesign, so I'll grab them both. Grab both designs on the way over. Why not? And I'll grab one of the 2s just to see what would happen. So let's just grab all these, but also I need to grab the Callie and the Marie Amiibo, because these have a different use in the game too. So we gotta get both Callie and Marie. My shelf is gonna be so barren. So, let's see. Let's get the Splatoon 2 squid. And actually, I want to get the Smash Amiibo too. This would be a good test for both things, because these, basically, I would think would work as Splatoon 1 Inkling, and then Splatoon 1 Squid. So, this is what we'll be using. And also, hey Matt, how you doing? I see you there. I just put them all on the desk. I just have to run back and forth, grab all these stinking things with a hand cam. Don't mind us. This is what you guys can see. This is the scuff stream. This is what happens when you have Amiibo upon Amiibo on the other side of the room. And hopefully this audio sounds okay from the phone, because I can't really adjust it or anything. My phone is just doing its own thing when it comes to audio levels, so hopefully it's not extreme. Alright, there we go. At this point, we can turn this off. That's better. Now we're back to the main setup. So now, we can go ahead, swap back over to the game feed, because now I got all these figures. All of them. Got too many. There we go. Yeah, I noticed when I walked away it just dropped some frames. That's internet. Can't really help. All right, I'm trying to lay these out in an order where I know like what is what. So it should be girls. The Callie and Marie got to be in their own separate category because they're just they're different, and we'll get to it when we get to it. Boys are together, and then all the squids should be together. That should be good. So, you know what? Let's start with the Inkling girls first, as I'm curious how it's gonna work putting in the newest version in here, which is the Smash version. Again, this should just work as an Inkling from the Splatoon 1 set, so let's find out. Like, thank cord wouldn't get tangled in the gamepad. Yeah, sure enough, that just worked like a standard Inkling. Dude, let me tell you, I am so glad you called me. I'm picking up a fresh vibe from you. Tell me, are you a fan of charger weapons? Not really, no. I mean, they're okay, it's just not my thing. Cause that's my kind of thing. Making up challenges where you gotta use chargers. Are you game? Come to think of it, you've been poking around down in Octo Valley, yeah? Yep, I saw you in that rad outfit, fighting those things. It looks super fun. But you know what would be even radder? If you use a charger weapon. That's my challenge to you. Clear missions with a charger and I'll hook you up. Okay, yep, I had a feeling this would happen. So we're probably going to end up playing on the main file for this, because as you can see, because of my weird file issue, if you're coming in late, essentially my file got nuked between Tuesday's stream and now, so I had to just replay everything up to a certain point, which is why we have certain things grayed out. So I think I know what we'll do. We're not going to play this. So let's do Amiibo again. And now let's try the redesigned color here. So we're going to do Octo Boy, Inkling Boy. Although I do need you to leave. So there you go. Now you can see the redesign even show up in the game. Sup, player? Thanks a ton for calling me up. I hear you've been making waves around the city. And I got an inkling that you're the type of inkling who's up for a challenge. You mean? Want to give one of my roller challenges a go? I hear you've been doing work in Octo Valley. Wearing that crazy getup, wrecking Octo Bros and junk. That's when I knew for sure that you got what it takes to try my challenges. All you gotta do is beat those same missions using a roller weapon. So are you game? I got some dope rewards lined up if you can pull it off. So there they all are. Again, can't really access the last set because they're in World 5. I only got up to World 4, so yeah, GG's. So now the last one, let's do the Splatoon 2 squid just to see, can this get recognized as Splatoon 1 squid? It should. Sure enough, works as Splatoon 1, so backwards compatible in a way. Why hello there, friendo. Thank you kindly for summoning me here. I can see you're just itching for some way to test your skills. Well, I've been thinking up some challenges that might float your boat. What do you say? Think you're up for the task? By the by, I hear we're making quite a splash over in Octo Valley. In fact, I saw you at it, wearing outlandish gear and fighting odd creatures. I think that proves that you have what it takes to attempt my challenges. What do you have to lose? I have some nice rewards for you, if you win. So there you go. That's all of them, but I do want to go ahead and swap over profiles now because this ain't gonna work. So I wonder, I'm afraid about my main file if I do this, so I don't know. I'm probably better off just resetting the whole system after what happened last time. I'm just gonna turn it on and off, and I just redo the mod, I guess. I'm just afraid it's gonna nuke things like it did the other day out of nowhere. Amiibo also and a curse at the same time. Yeah, they are. What happened exactly? Good question. I don't know. Again, if you're coming in late, what happened between now and Tuesday was my file got erased because the profile itself, it got nuked. Like, I just turned on my Wii U about an hour before I started the stream, and it just was gone. I don't know what happened to it. It was just gone. So, all that progress made on Tuesday just didn't exist. Good thing I got a VOD of that. So, I had to kind of work my way back up to where we were. got close, but, you know, all we can get so far in an hour. Alright, so this is the main profile. That should be good. I don't even know. You know what? No, I'm going in without the screen swapper because I don't even think we even need it. The screen swapper is kind of what probably bugged us. So, I'm gonna just opt not to do it this time around because we shouldn't need it, honestly. So we'll do it for the main profile. It's not a big deal because luckily I have a save file that has all this stuff. This is why you always come prepared. And I am. And plus I would need to be on this profile later anyways, so why not be here now? I wish I had the screen swapper back in the day, though, when I did record this playthrough for the YouTube channel. It would have made at least filming on the gamepad not as awkward. Plus, we get to see stage rotations. We can see what's available to play later. Hold on to your tentacles. It's Inkopolis news time. Let's unveil the current regular battle stages. Alright. After battling, I love to unwind with a cup of Joe. Who's Joe? Two on the nose there, huh? It's not actually Joe. Just throw some killer secret parties down here. Shh. What about secret? Do you not understand? Not wrong. And now, the current ranked battle stages. Splattastic. I just saw a super fresh car drive by. I want it. Didn't you just fail your driving test last week? Oh, that's not a good thing. Marie! What's your strategy here? For starters, don't battle if you have the hiccups. Not wrong, don't. Till next time, stay fresh. Still the best catchphrase. Even the new one now is not nearly as good as that one. Seriously, man. Stay off the hook. Don't get cooked off the hook is pretty memorable. Catch you later. I can take it or leave it. I like the new host, though, for Splatoon 3, so I guess that's kind of the big talking point for tonight. If you guys want to talk about how that Splatoon Direct was from yesterday, go for it, because that is probably going to come up in a lot of areas, if you've seen it, that is. Alright, so I'm just going to play all these challenges on this profile here. As you can see, we have 3 levels from each world, and then the boss. So since this is the Charger one, we're playing levels with Chargers. Yeah, it was good. I know Big Man is everyone's favorite character right now. Everyone loves the Big Man. He's good. I will agree. I think him the most out of the new hosts. Because we have him and then 2 Inklings. I believe both Inklings. I can't remember their names at the moment. Because they're so new, I'm going to probably blank. Like Flynn and something else. But I like them. Like, the new hosts, I think, are pretty personalized. Just like how they usually are, but I don't know. Like, the vibes they give off are very nice. Okay, fry and shiver. Thanks, Ethan. Because Austin Splatfest is a 3-team event now. Yeah, that's the big news. Like, everything else they announced was a lot of, like, quality of life changes that I am so happy they're finally doing with the series. But Splatfest had a big one where now it's not a 2v2. It can be a 3-teamed battle. Or not 2v2, 1v1 team, I should say. 1v1v1 now. As you can see there also, there was no collectibles in these challenges. So no sunken scrolls to worry about. Also, I don't have any access to different bomb types. It is just the normal bomb. So I guess it is good that, you know, I didn't get to care about my upgrades. Yeah, we do have a Splatfest in late August, so you know what that means, guys. We'll be back. We'll be back with a classic from the said stream series here, the said streaming channel. Splatfests once a month. You know they're coming back, so we're coming back too. You hear it here first. I'm back here on the 27th this month. We're gonna be streaming that Splatfest. Rock, paper, or scissors. Don't know which one yet, but hey, man, I don't care which team I'm on. I just happen to have a Splatfest. And it'd be a first time look at the game, too. It'd be a first time for any of us really even get to try the new weapons or just some of the new stages, and even some of the returning ones too, because we got a lot of them. Like, one of the ones we saw in the rotation here, Mahi Mahi Resort, that is going to be in 3, and that was one of my favorite stages in this game. It's such a good stage. I missed it when it didn't come back in 2. Please. Thinking rock. Yeah, I'm just thinking either rock or scissors. I'm not sure which one exactly. Also, this is what happens when you clear a mission when you already have the little zapfish creature. You just get a little dummy and you just pat it. It's so good. OMG, you really did it! Here you go, this is the reward I promised. The money. Now, not all of these are gonna be money, but probably on my playthrough here, they're all gonna be money now because I got all the rewards. Some of these rewards are gonna be the extra stuff you can get in the game too, like some gear, some minigame stuff, I think, some music tracks, stuff like that. But this is all gonna be money because I cleared the missions. Hopefully eliminate the find your own team thing. Yeah, I would hope so, because that'd be huge, but we'll have to see. One thing I found interesting is that it's set up for a 2v2 v4 for the three team Splatfest thing. So one team will have 2 players, one will also have 2, but then the last team, the one in the middle, is gonna have a full set of 4. I wonder how that's gonna work on balancing. That's the one thing I'd be concerned about. Luckily, Turf War is really not that competitive of a mode compared to the rest, so balancing-wise for Turf War is already kind of a weird one, so I don't know. It really does make you think. I miss being able to charge up a shot and then go in your ankle with a charger. That's introduced in 2, it's not in this game, so that's one huge thing a charger got later. I will say Splatsville, the new town we have also, is so big looking from these trailers. Like, the town itself looks like both Inkopolises combined and still bigger than that. It's so big. I'm surprised how big they made the little overworld town. And it has more stuff to do. Like, there's even a card game now, which is very different to say the least. But at the same time, we still have all of our basic options that we have from the other games. We got all the different stores to buy things, including a new one now for some customization stuff. We got the training card area, which is on a separate cutout. Lockers, which is a customization thing that's brand new. So, a lot of different things that they all just spaced down the town. That's really interesting. So I'm looking forward to exploring it. No squeegee, that's my ink. Ah, yep, I hate squeegees. Let's see if I can skip the cannon again. I won't be able to do this with the next weapon, the roller, so I gotta try it now. I don't think it's possible, because this weapon's very slow to shoot. Try that. Yeah, that might be enough ink, actually. Hang on. Oh, not the stinking squeegee's here. Ah, of course he's here. I'm doing this hard mode, I know, but I want to do it. After all that, wow, come on. That just feels mean. And I'd be able to play with friends with the mode. I mean, from what I'm seeing, they revamped how the friend thing works in Splatoon 3 to a point where it's going to be a lot easier now to matchmake with friends without doing some weird, janky workarounds. Because in the past, to join friends with Turf War was one of the worst things, since you had to have someone start a game of Turf War and then jump off of them after the game was concluded, so you would jump in the next game. So basically, you would just be put in the queue. That's it. You wouldn't be playing right away. It was kind of a cumbersome thing. Now with Splatoon 3 setup, you can start a lobby with friends before even starting to play a game mode. So you can start a lobby, to jump in the turf war with your friends so you can all play turf war at the exact same time. It's not one person playing and 5 others waiting in a queue. It's much better. Just flat out, it's much better. Like, a lot of stuff. There's so many quality of life changes what I'm seeing so far, and I'm looking forward to all of them. It's stuff I've been honestly wishing for years. A better matchmaking system, a better setup for picking your gear, because now we have loadout presets we can have up to 5, and then with Amiibo you can save 5, I think, per Amiibo. So you can just get a lot more presets out of that too. Still not as ideal for the Amiibo thing, but you know, it's better than nothing. It's like, just so many quality of life things. So many. It's so good. But we'll see a lot of that in action with that Splatfest demo, since that's only in, like, what, 2 weeks? It's very close. Plus, they introduced not only new specials that are in the game, but they also showed there's a lot of returning ones, too, like Tenna Missiles, Ultra Stamp, Booyah Bomb, Ink Storm. I think there's like one more I'm not remembering off the top of my head. But I didn't see any splash. Oh yeah, Inkjet. Inkjet's back. They didn't show any Splashdown. They didn't show any Stingray, which probably is for the best because those two specials were not really that great into. They had a lot of problems. Either with Splashdown being way too easy to kill, so it was just never really viable, or with something like Stingray, it was way too OP to a point where even the devs couldn't fix it after a while because it was it basically had buffed so much they had to keep on nerfing it with future patches, and it just never was enough. It just wasn't. It was insane. So I get why that one won't come back. That was way too much. They legit dropped support for it after a while. It became so OP, they just stopped adding it to weapon kits. So for that to be ditched, I'm fine with that. I get it. It had to be ditched. Yeah, you're right, Ethan. It is the 27th. I'm just trying to think of timetables, like when that is compared to now. I think it's 2 weeks. So it's not that far away. Yeah, it's literally like technically 2 Saturdays away. I count that Saturday, 3. And it's 12 hours too, so it goes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific. So that's good. So 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. for Eastern for me. It's good to know. You can actually preload it now in the system. I already have it purchased, quote unquote, on the eShop. It's free. There's no purchasing. They might as well just do that so when it's available, and then you can just have it ready to download. And we're gonna skip a lot of stuff because we got a lot of content to go through here. Alright, you can do. Alright, well, see you in a bit, Ethan. Enjoy food. Oh, oops, I gotta ink more. Actually, wait a minute. Do I even need to climb because the charger's range? I might be able to shoot him from down here. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I don't even need to climb. Screw that. That's the thing with the charger. It breaks certain boss fights in both Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2. And this guy's a great example of that. You can just shoot up top, no problem. Alright, come on, buddy. Unfortunately, I don't have my pinch state like you have in 2, so if I get hit, I instantly die. In 2, if I was hit at full health like that, I would survive with very slow movement speed, but I would still live. There you go, GG's. This boss is a joke when you have a charger. It is just, nope. Ain't standing a chance, buddy. And that's the first set. Now, I don't remember, are they all the same levels between the boy and girl one? Because I know Squid's very different. His set of challenges is not just playing with another type of weapon again. It's actually some very different stuff. I need to see. I'm going to swap, I think. Nope, I didn't want to do that. All right, now look at the floor in disappointment. I want to swap to the boy. I'm just going to put that on my gamepad. And I want to see. If we're doing the same stuff again, I'm going to skip straight to World 2. No, these are different levels, so everything past World 1, we're just going to flat out skip World 1 going forward for boy and girl because it's the same set of stuff. Just because the World 1's literally 3 levels in a boss fight. So let's go back to the girl. If anything, we might do the boss again at most, but the levels are just going to be super redundant. Tonight, this is the last night I want to play Splatoon 1, technically, so... I want to do Splatoon 2 starting next week, and I can't do that if I got more content to go through. Luckily, Callie Marie is not going to be much. It's only going to be a few minutes at most because of what that set of amiibo are. So I'm not very worried about extra stuff with them. Okay, good. Do that quick climb. It's going to help a lot. Alright, good. Just made it just in time. Actually, could I just... Yeah, I can just let him go. So what I'll do is I'll just go back one sponge. I love how they died as I died. Easy way to take care of them. Charger's really not a good weapon for close-up combat, and those guys are pretty much close-up combat the enemy. That's the thing with this weapon. It's fantastic to use in a lot of different applications. I'm just not the biggest fan of Charger weapons, just because it's a playstyle thing. I don't really play snipers all that often, a lot of shooters, and that's pretty much what this is. It's a faster sniper, technically, just because of how the nature of Splatoon is a much faster game compared to most shooters. So, I mean, it's still a really solid weapon, though. Gonna just skip that cannon, screw you. These levels go by a lot faster when you don't have to stop again to collectible. It's not by much, but it is enough to make a difference, so. Next level here is the one with propellers. This one, I remember it being a little weird in certain areas. Just because of just the slower nature of the Charger. And I don't have burst bombs here. This is a fantastic level for bursts, and I don't have them, so. It's gonna suck a little bit. I don't need to fight you guys. In fact, if I don't need to fight, I'm getting out. I don't care. I'll die here in a second. Again, no pinch state in this game, so if I die, then it's gonna be very fast. Yeah, I like how Inklings give it a head pat. Yeah, I love that head pat on the Zapfish doll. It's so nice. I think you have a similar animation with 2 as well, because they do the same thing when you beat a level in Splatoon 2 and replay it. I don't think it's like 1-to-1, because with that game, you do like a little jump animation when you beat a level. I didn't hold a charge. That was so powerful. I don't know why. I don't even think I need to shoot that over. I think I can just ride it. Yeah, I can just do that. Yeah, that's a lot just for a tap shot. Tap shots are just what you do to get some quick movement. Luckily, I had enough time for that shield. Because they regenerate, I think, after 10 seconds. No, maybe it's like 5 seconds. It's not much time. I noticed for a second that there was no shoes on this girl when we loaded in. She was just barefoot. That must be like a weird texture loading issue. The only time you can see Inkling show feet. No, get up, up. This is also another good way to get power eggs, because I did mention last time, if you want to upgrade all your stuff in the single player, there is no easy way of doing so because of how much that you have to do. You don't get enough by the time you beat the game. no matter if you go out of your way for every single egg. So you have to replay levels constantly to grind out the eggs. Doing these missions helps you alleviate some of that grinding, because you're going to want to play these anyways to get stuff. And by doing this, yeah, you get yourself some extra power eggs for the single player. That helps. Don't say show feet again. Hey! It did show feet, just not on purpose. We'd be zooming at this point, because I don't need any of the stuff from these levels. I can just go. This is the only way in Splatoon 1 you also got to play with different weapons. Oh, this is awkward. This is bad. All right, I'm dead. Yep, see you later. Thought we had the armor, but even then, it didn't really matter because of the situation. Perfect. Just enough time. Alright, next boss here. This one, this is already a joke with the normal weapon anyways, because you don't have to climb to shoot it. So to do that again, but with a charger, it's going to pretty much be more of the same. And plus, you can one-shot all of his little, like, belly button things, just because of the power of the charger. So he's not going to stand much of a chance. There we go. Phase 3. Now we just wait. That's the boss fight. It's like, all right. I blinked. What happened? Really not much of a dreaded boss, because Charger makes so much short work of this guy. Yeah, see, there's feet. What's happening with the textures on this? They just don't load fully. It's weird. Okay, if I make it just in time, yes, I didn't. Wow. I made it, but then I hit the wrong angle, fell off. Almost got the cycle. Can I just barely make that? Nope. Don't even try that. Inkling's like, what are those? I don't have shoes. What are those, but taken so literally, they just rip the shoes off you. Oh, okay. That was just on me, so that's what happens when you fully lose all your lives. You just void out. Better luck next time, then you just reload the level. It's really not much of a penalty. Like, oops. Try again. Oh, I kind of want to see something. Is that a little delayed? Let me just reset the capture card real quick. So I mean, that looked a little more delayed than it should have been. That'll fix it. Probably because when I turn on and off the system, it just adds ever so slightly of a delay. Which it shouldn't be, but here we are. My old capture card kind of did that too, technically. Which says if you turn something off when the old capture card's in use, it just basically never turned back on. I don't know why, it was a bad card. And speaking of that, like, can I just go on like a side tangent of just how this series, back on the old Let's Play days for this, went? Because I got a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that I can easily talk about with Splatoon. This is probably the best time to do it because it's like, what else am I gonna be doing here? We've seen these levels literally, oh really? We've seen these levels literally 2 days ago, so it's nothing really gonna be new throughout all this. It's what we've seen just with different weapons. So that's why tonight's more like a showcase night. I think we're gonna be playing up until 10 o'clock, I think, with these said Amiibo challenges, and then whatever we don't finish, that's okay. I'm gonna just be jumping around. So that way we can do the multiplayer, or at least attempt it. But what I want to pretty much go on tangent on was just the weird like recordings that went on for said Splatoon 1, because that took a very long time. Splatoon 1 and 2, like my longest produced Let's Plays in terms of like just raw time of how long it took to actually get the footage and put it out there. Because since it was a multiplayer series and I wanted to play with different guests at the time, it obviously took a while to get all that set footage, you know, meet up with everyone's time zones and schedules and such. So it definitely was a long production time, just flat out. But because of that, this went through so many like different hardware revisions too, in terms of like how I record it. Like capture cards got all changed around. I think the computer changed in the middle of that too. And it's like, even resolution flat out shifted, because you probably didn't notice it just because this game is, it's weird. This is 720p. Like that's all the game is, I think, internally on the Wii U. I almost had the Switch. On the Wii U, it's only 720p. So when I was doing the multiplayer stuff, I recorded with a different capture card, which it only was able to do 1080 30 at most, and I like 60 frames per second. If games are in that, it's getting recorded in that. So I recorded in 720p. Then for the single player content, I had a new capture card that could record in 1060, so that's what I did. I set the system to 1060 after that. By doing that, it bumped up the quality ever so slightly, but when you look back between the multiplayer and the single player, you don't notice it. But then again, game internally, I think it's only 720, so that's probably why you wouldn't notice it. So I just took those files and upscaled it. Didn't matter. But yeah, like it was weird because I think I went from specifically the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. That was the capture card I was using for the longest time, actually. And then before starting production on single player for this, and I swapped to an Elgato HD60. So I went from 720 to 1080. Again, you won't notice with a game like this, but for me, it made a pretty dang big difference in production. Because that old capture card, man, it was a pain to work with those files. It was such like a weird file format that if I didn't convert it, it would just give me so many errors and edits. It was just a pain. I'm so glad I don't work with those files anymore. Now the only problem I have is working with the OBS files inside Premiere, because OBS files and Premiere just don't like each other. They always get these weird buffers, which I really shouldn't. Especially on the kind of computer I have. Also, I think that was the last time for a series I ever recorded using Skype for comm stuff, which you don't notice in the recordings just because of how I have everyone just send me your audio. It's the best way to do things if you're doing YouTube stuff. Just have people record their end and then send you the audio, because if there's any glitches or such, you have the raw file to work with. And plus it sounds better. But I had to use Skype, and man, that caused some weird issues at times just because of how Skype was back then. It had a lot of problems. Thank goodness we never had to use that thing again. Seriously. That was really not built for both audio quality and just long-term calls. Really wasn't. You know what I'm gonna do at this point? I think these bosses I'm just gonna flat out skip going forward, just because of what's going on with the said weapon. I want to just do levels, and we'll come back to the bosses with the roller. DJ Octavia's gonna be the weird exception because I'm not doing that fight 3 times because that takes like 10 minutes per fight. It's so long. It's so long, man. Don't make me do it. Again, this is more like a showcase at this point just because of the nature of us replaying every level from the single player would just be a little too much. But we're gonna want to play at least the unique ones with these weapons. Gary, how are you doing? What's harder, timed or limited ink? That's a great question for that reason, because it depends on the level, I feel, in some ways. But for me, I think it would be more limited ink, just because there's a lot of things you can't really do when you don't have that much ink in general. So you gotta be super careful with your combat. Time is not as big of a deal if you play the levels a lot, because then you can just speedrun through them. Limited ink, especially in Octo expansion for Splatoon 2, could be really stressful as well. Actually, hang on. Just a little more, I don't trust that. I can't remember how many limited inks are in Octo. I know there's a handful. And every time they come up, they're some of the hardest levels. It's those in the matchmakers, just because of how precise you gotta be with those stinking things. Matchmakers are just kinda eh. Any cracking challenges? I've done it before, like years ago when this game came out though. So it's hard for me to remember all the specifics. They're fun. Yeah, a little too early. That's fine. So I'll just charge up. I mean, you're gonna just flop around. That's fine with me. There you go. Spin when done. I've done crack challenges, we'll have that change for Splatoon 3. Yeah, I recommend going back and playing some of this just to, you know, warm yourself up if you're gonna play the single player mode, and also just get familiarized with some of the levels from Splatoon 1 again, since they are coming back. Not all of them, but some of them. I'm curious of what other stages are gonna come back outside the ones I showed from, say, like yesterday's Direct. Because I got a lot to pull from 2 different games. No, I almost made that jump too, and that would have been a problem. Because I wouldn't have actually made the jump, so to say. I would have died. These cracking challenges. I will say the Squid Amiibo is probably out of the 3, from like the main pack at least. That's the best set of challenges, so that's probably the one you want to buy. If you don't have it, or just like get the NFC Amiibo card thing and people make. It is some of my favorite challenges in the whole game. I mean, the boy and the girl ones being the charger / roller respectively. These are pretty interesting too, and can be pretty fun. I think it's just the more unique idea that the Squid one offers, like with time ink or time limited ink, Kraken. Like it's a lot more unique ways to play the game. That's why out of the 3 different Amiibo that launched from the game came out, I just say, yeah, go with that Squid one if you can get that. If you have to choose one of the 3. And then Callie Marie really don't need for the gameplay stuff because they don't add new level content like this. They have a different function. We'll look at that later. They are worth having though, especially if you want to realize how much money you've actually spent over the time and then have to deal with all the spacing. Okay, mistakes were made. Probably should have just got the cards. No, I like having these. And there's some more coming out for Splatoon 3 now. Definitely want to try to pick up when they get released. I don't know when that's going to be because they just say winter. Oh, damn. Press the stick and B button like a Splatoon 2. Why is it X in this one? Hey, Allison, how you doing? I know Amiibo regret. Yeah. I think we all have that in some fashion if you bought, like, any of them. You know what, I'm just gonna say screw you. I don't even need to fight you. See how many of them I can skip. With the charger, I got so good of range, I could just go right past them all. You're not even paying attention. Get this in case I need the extra insurance. Yeah, that's right. Just stand there. There you go. Easy. Okay, so again, we're gonna skip the bosses at this point because they're gonna be the same, so we'll just come back with the roller. Oh, that's right. Stamps. Like, I just played this 2 days ago. I already forgot what's gonna be here. Can I just hit you from here? Yeah, and then I can just do this. Ignore all you. Nice. That's some speed running. Nice old speed run. Well, he definitely got distracted to a point we just wanted to leave. Okay, good. I was afraid on that one. Thank you. This actually makes it easier. Now I can actually see when you're jumping. God, I've been like perched on there, just not. Just jump around. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of like the same result either way. 2 more levels, and then we're gonna swap over to the roller. We're not gonna do levels 1 through 3 with it because I think that'd just be redundant at this point. Again, I want to play up till 9, or not 9, 10 o'clock. It's going on 9. Why I said that? Or it is 9 actually now. And then we're going to try to see if we can jump in any of the multiplayer stuff on this, because people are still playing this one technically, just not nearly as much as they used to. So it may not be possible to get in the games, but I want to attempt it. That's why I want to give myself a lot of time to attempt it. Oh, dang flutter. Actually, can I jump around him? Oh, not be stopped in his track like that. I don't like this. Jump around. Oh, how did that work? I mean, now it didn't. Alright, sure. That was a good idea until I got bombarded by bullets. I'm gonna try it again. It's not even a flutter that got me, too. It was the standard, like, Octoling there on the Altarians. I need to go down below this time for the sunken scroll path. But honestly, that's just a waste of time. But just give me eggs. No, I don't like this. Nope, don't like at all. Oh, okay. Well, GG's? No. Okay, he's always in this corner. Flutter's over here. Might be able to, like, skip around him. Yeah, now he's confused. Good. I can just beeline back? Nope. Some bad Flutter luck right here. They're all just in my path. Alright, good. We made it. That was kind of a pain. The problem with this level with the Flutters. They all just kind of clump around one area and just kind of stuck. Alright, which one has the key? I keep on looking at the stinking gamepad. This is one thing I don't miss. I think I see it. Yeah, that's him. Let's look for the sniper guy. Oh, I forgot about these. Just throw a bomb up there and get some stuff. Boom, there you go. Just put balloons at the top for some reason. Why not? Was it one more level left? Then we're swapping? Yep, one more. It's an UFO stage, too. After the UFO stage, then we can see some different gameplay. If we're gonna do the final boss again, I think we're gonna just do it with the squid. Sure, give me the key. I don't know what that's really gonna do. Get up the stinking wall! Alright, sure, don't. Actually, no, I need the key so I can get to the ending. What am I thinking? Oh, how did that... Alright. That didn't even look like it was close enough to clip the bomb, so sure. Problem with taking out these guys, the Ink Strike guys, with the said charger is really just the charger itself. It's not that strong. To make it strong, you really gotta charge it up. So that bomb trick doesn't really work all that well here. Makes it a very slow fight. Probably just better off not even using the bomb trick here. Now the roller, I'm not exactly sure on that either, because rollers work differently in this game than they do in Splatoon 2, and that's gonna be like a mind trip for me. Just because of how the design is better, honestly, in 2. Alright, let's swap Amiibo now. Let's do the boy, like the blue one this time, not the purple variety. There we go. Give me boy. Heyo, what's cracking, playa? We have the same 3 levels and the same boss here from the World 1 set, so we're gonna skip that. We're gonna go straight to 4 here. So now it's time to play with the roller. And the roller weapon here, this is very different if you played Splatoon 2, because look at the fling. If you played Splatoon 2, you're gonna miss that vertical fling. It's only the horizontal. So that's a big difference. The range on this thing is way worse in 1. Like, seriously, look at that. In Splatoon 2, I would have one-shotted him. Like, instantly from a distance. Now, this is based on standard roller in the game. It's not based on one of the faster ones like Carbon, for example. So, it take a little bit to kill some of the enemies because of the slower flinging time. I mean, that's the big thing why I don't really use rollers all too much now. They're still pretty good, but they are definitely more of a situational weapon type, depending on more or less your loadout and like how you play the game in general. I use these way more in Splatoon 1 than 2. I don't know, something about just the loadout kits with the rollers in 2 I just didn't like as much. And then transferring around to using motion control didn't help the weapon either for me. Something about using this with motion control made it a little more complicated in a bad way. Made it a lot harder for me to be accurate, which is funny with how motion control made me accurate more often than most other weapons. But the roller was the exact opposite. I don't know, it's weird. At least at first, not anymore. Remember the game's first global test fire, we all thought rollers were the most broken weapon ever. Yeah, I mean, I think it was more because their damage values from that test fire, I think were the highest they ever were. Like, it was insane. They were very strong weapons. It wasn't very like that when the game officially got released. It was a much more toned down thing. But, yeah, when the game was first coming out, rollers were considered like the OP broken ass weapon, so to say. Like, it was the most busted thing. No worry, I'll give myself $5. At this point, it's PG-13. That is a slip. How did I not activate the checkpoint? Give me the checkpoint. You see me rolling, they hating. You never do that. Don't ever do that. It's just the slowest way to kill someone with the roller in Splatoon. It's so bad. So if you want to kill with the roller, you're more or less flinging every time you turn around. Rolling is good to paint the ground, and that's another thing that's different with this roller. In Splatoon 2, they didn't just add a new fling type, the vertical fling, which gave it more distance, but also you had a faster running speed after a while using the thing too. So the more you rolled with the roller, the faster you got. But in Splatoon 1, you have the same speed rolling later on as you do when you start. So that's the fastest you go. It's not ideal. Get out of there. Wow, that was instant. Like 3 shots at all it took, because there was, you know, Massacre City there. And over here this time. What the? Okay, that was a really strong shot. Oh, one fell, that's good. We'll just kill you. This was the tech. You pretty much just snuck up behind someone with the roller in Splatoon 1 and just flung. And in the beginning of the game's lifespan too, with like the 1.0/1.1 update, might as well have done the same thing based on the bouncing. But in Splatoon 1, when the game first was released, an ability called Ninja Squid allowed you to swim around in ink without being noticed. Man, that's OP. You were able to swim around in ink without being noticed, so the most I think you'd be able to notice someone, because this is how you move the ink with Ninja Squid, but at full speed. Because when you move at full speed, you got little ripples. I think the sound was still there with Ninja Squid, but that's about it. So you would see a lot of people run Ninja Squid a lot, like, especially with weapons like rollers, for example, or even more sneaky weapons too, like the brushes. But in the original set of patches for the game, like the 1.1 stuff, Ninja Squid didn't make you move slower at all. They had to fix this, because moving the exact same speed as a normal swim, but also not being detected, as you can imagine, was super busted. People would not have any downside to using Ninja Squid, so you see so many people rock that loadout. They had to patch that out, and then later on it became slower by a decent amount, actually. So it happened first in this game, but starting with Splatoon 2, Ninja Squid just makes you move slower by default. They didn't have to patch that. You can get faster just because of the nature of how Ninja Squid paired with swim speed ups work. You can get faster with that. Also, thanks, Matt, I guess, for the resubscription. I appreciate it. I'm surprised I didn't trigger anything. I didn't get that on my dashboard or anything at all, so I'm sorry you got gypped on the alert. Probably because you have to, like, notify it on Twitch. Like, when you hit that. You have to hit the option to share it. I don't know. Hit the stinking thing. That's the problem with rollers. They're stupidly short range. Makes some single player levels harder. You know, I feel bad, Matt, you got gypped, so I'm gonna fix your little alert thing after this level. I'll run a custom one. It should have played. I don't know why it didn't. It just hates me. Yeah, I'm just gonna get this, just to have it. Because that should just probably perfect time to at least get the site up. And I probably have to log in, yeah, because I haven't logged into the browser. There we go. Let's see. This should be good. There, it's not exact, but there you go. You're welcome. It should have ran the said thing. I don't know why it didn't, but you know, we'll make up our own. Oh, after I get rid of the stinking window, though, I kind of screwed up my chat a little bit. Here, all right, get rid of you. There, that should be good. Oh yeah, I forgot they make you do a limited ink roller, but not charger. It's like, all right, sure. This would be harder with roller, so I get that. It's just, man, I would love to have broken this with the charger, though. That would have been great. So I guess pro tip, if anyone resubscribes to the channel, you would have to do the share thing, like, in the chat, and then that's how you show up on the alert. Because I didn't show up in my dashboard either. I had to make my own thing and stream elements for that. Hey, welcome back, Ethan. How was this at dinner? I'm gonna ignore you, because I don't want to deal with the stamp. I know these platforms already. They exist even if you don't paint them. Gonna paint my way up here, even though it's really not needed. I miss my vertical fling. Next game. We'll get it next week when we play Splatoon 2's campaign stuff. And a sandwich. What kind of sandwich, out of curiosity? GG. GG. You're the worst thing in both games. Seriously, man. Like, you're trying to climb and immediately into your ink up that you're on. That's the worst part when they do that. Okay, good. Made it. I don't need to kill the other one. I'm just gonna kill enough. In fact, if I don't kill him, the other guys don't spawn until I get closer. So that's perfect. I can just run through the spawning. Must be Sam supporter subs. Man, that sounds pretty good. West Coast sandwich place. Yeah, I don't think I recognize the name. I do from people talking about it, like in chat and such from the past, but I don't think we have those here. So that is, yeah, I mean, that makes sense up on the East Coast. It's more of a West Coast chain then. And after this level, we're going to World 4, which means we are going to be fighting bosses again after that. Up until the last one, because we're not doing Octavio again yet. Alright, Key's over here. Why'd I went the long way just because of that flutter. So slow to run with this stupid thing. Man, I have to like blow my nose up with this one though, because I'm getting very congested. I'm still, in a way, slightly recovering from getting sick like 2 weeks back. Not just any sick, the sick. It's mainly now just mucus and congestion. Everything else, for the most part, is gone. There's a skip you can do here by jumping on top of those boxes. I just don't know how to do it. I kind of want to try it. I just don't know, again, the specifics of it. Like, you have to... Where are you? You have to jump on top of, like, something here, and then you can jump on top of that stuff. Because you want to get on top of this fence in a way. And when you do that, then you can just skip all this nonsense. I don't know how you do that, though. Because you have to do it, I think, from the fence. That's the problem, so I'm just going to go. Everyone had some sandwiches today, apparently. So, BBJ, and a wrap. I mean, I just had myself like a ham sandwich with some, like some bakery rolls that we got from Walmart. They're pretty good, to be fair. At the same time, Barrett's got sick with the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ethan. I hope they're doing okay now. Like, going through this big old virus, I can tell you, ain't fun. It's like one of the worst feelings, like the worst sickness. Okay, the key's coming towards the middle. And there it goes. Oh boy, get the key. Go, 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 go. Oh, I'll take that little chip damage, that's fine. I still have armor, technically. Oh no, I don't, never mind. I thought I did. How do I? It doesn't matter. Come on, PBJ, we don't have PBJ sandwich forever. Yeah, I mean, there is nothing wrong with it, I agree. Just sometimes you may not be in the mood for it. Let's screw those. You can get those with a bomb throw, just I'm not gonna bother. We're good now? Okay, that's good to hear. Scared for them and myself as well. I need separate rooms. That's smart. Like, you have to kind of isolate when something like that happens. No matter if you were sick with it or not, it's just better to isolate. Alright, let me just do this real quick. I'm just gonna hide. Oh, I'm gone. Man, that's a lot better. Really can't let that go. But that's definitely not something you want to see. All right, next level, 18. We got a spinner level. Yeah, thanks for that kind words there, Ethan. I'm glad your family's doing better too for that reason. I didn't realize they also got the same thing around the same time. That's terrible. Can I make the whole... Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, can I make the whole thing with the flings? Because I feel like I won't. So much COVID. Yeah, unfortunately. It's spreading like wildfire right now. It's like 80% or something of the country has it in the States. Something crazy. It's just that infectious. I didn't feel like doing a single thing during that time. I couldn't focus on any work or play any games or anything. I just watched stuff and that was it. And even then, that was kind of hard to do at times too. So that was just basically a waste of a week. Just had to recover and use it. And it's also weird to go through these levels without hearing anyone talk to you. Because you don't get cuttlefish in these, you don't get Agents 1 and 2. It's just you. Hey, look at that. 2017 eggs, the year the sequel came out. That couldn't be more on the nose. Alright. You take those, I guess. Nice reference. I love how both the boy and the girl amiibos, they have the splatter shots, but you don't use the splatter shot during these missions. It's good you don't, but it's just kind of hilarious. They're holding the thing you're not using. Dude. Gotta go. Nope. Pain we're gonna get at some point. Not look forward to, but I'll bound to get it. Yeah, unfortunately, just because again with the high transfer rate, it's really bad. I'm pretty sure the variant I got, it was Omicron based on the symptoms, and that's when you basically have flu-like symptoms and feelings. So it's one you can easily recover from with just a lot of over-the-counter meds and just a lot of rest. It's not great. Either way, getting sick like that. Get up, please. Pretty scared getting now because I'm immune compromised. Yeah, I think at that point, it's like, you're more likely to get it too, and that's the worst part. I know someone who got it being immune compromised, but like she's doing better now with it. Like she's fully recovered, like she recovered around the same time I did. So at least it's not like, it won't be like 10 times worse on a person who's immune compromised. At least from what I experienced, the miles may vary for everyone. I cannot speak for everyone on that. Get up there. A little bit more. There we go. And this thing is in some ways slower than the charger in some of these levels. And it's only just because the fling takes so long to get started with roller. That's why carbons were, at least with Splatoon 1, a lot more preferred in some regards. At least for a while. I skipped this thing, didn't I? I just realized that. We skipped bosses 3 and 4 with the charger. Ah, it's fine. I'll do this level and go back. I just realized it now. It's fine. Like it's, at least for me, I don't know if it's the same even in the competitive scene, but chargers are just kind of, carbon rollers are just kind of preferred in a lot of ways, because the fling came out faster. And with a good amount of damage ups, the fling slash roll is basically the same damage as your standard roller to begin with. So in some ways, it was just probably better just to use carbons, at least for a little while. Now with Splatoon 2's meta, it's just now carbons are never really useful. If anything, Flingza maybe, and even then I don't really hear many people rock Flingzas. Because it's basically a hybrid between carbon and then a standard roller. That money's so easy to get in Splatoon, yeah. You never have to worry about money in these games. Especially with 2, because there's so many more options for money. Like with 1, you really were burning through a lot of money if you were just doing re-rolls on gear, but Splatoon 1 had a little bit of a broken system where you could have backed up your save file, which is why they don't really let you do that anymore with Splatoon 2 on the Switch. And even Splatoon 3 now is going to have that same issue because it is supporting cloud saves, but from what I read online, this was a couple months ago, probably didn't change it. I don't know why they would, but the game is going to support cloud saves with an asterisk next to it. Single player content is going to be cloud saved. The multiplayer will not be. So, yeah, you can't cheat your gear. No matter what. That's what it's preventing. But also, that means if you drop your Switch and it's broken, and nope, that now won't turn on, I have some bad news for you. Multiplayer content went with the Switch. Now this is the case, so I'm just going to be rolling around like a standard first-time player with the roller. Wow, 2 flings and it's already down. That's pretty good. Hope this is enough. Come on, buddy. I just gotta focus on a strip with the roller. That's the big thing. One strip of area, and that's all this should need. I just don't know for this phase. This is the worst phase. Dude, that was just enough. Perfect. Holy crap. That shouldn't have worked. Perfect. I like the roller too much, mostly because of lack of range. Yeah, I mean, if you want range, you're playing with things like the Dynamo roller, which is very slow for the flings, but has really good range, and it's super powerful. But, obviously, that's a huge sacrifice, so not for everyone. I don't know, something about the kits with the roller in this game I just liked more, too. So I played a lot more roller in 1, but when I played roller, it was either standard or carbon. I never played with the Dynamos. Should be enough to... Nope. His bottom teeth are still there. I was gonna say, it should have been enough to throw in, but then I saw his bottom teeth. I think he still has bottom teeth again. Yep. Charge up enough for a bomb. One more phase. This guy's seriously much easier than World 3. World 3's boss is much harder by comparison because this guy, his biggest challenge is this part. Because of the teeth's damage. And with the roller, it makes short work with the teeth. Even with the gold teeth that's supposed to have more armor, it still just chews through the health. No pun intended. Like, that's a boss fight. That's it. We were here for like maybe a minute. Unless he's stuck with Splash Shot and N-Zap. That's fair. You're more of a shooter player based on that. To be fair, shooters both with 1 and 2 were kind of the prominent weapon type, especially now with Splatoon 2. In that way, it's 2 and 3, but it's hard to say. Yeah, I mean, the game's not even out yet, so balance-wise, things can change to a point where you might like other types of weapons now. It'd be hard to say. I'm not gonna bother reaching that from here. Not gonna work. Can I just like, I'll have to do this. There you go, that's better. Then I can hit this platform, almost die in the process, and then go up. Actually, I could probably just bomb him. Yeah, Katana, the new weapon shown in 3, looks really good so far. I'm liking that too. Ah, I forgot this was down here. I'm curious to try it out, just like with the bow and arrow type. Sorry, I forgot its name. I'm probably gonna say a lot with certain things that I play a lot of Splatoon 3 just because it's so new. I literally just seen it like once yesterday, and that's all I got. Not someone who's like over-analyzing the trailer, so I'm just at this point just waiting for the release. Is there a way I can kind of sequence break this? I don't think there is. Because you can't climb grates, so there's no way to get up higher. Well, he just got yeeted. Yeah, bow does look cool. It's another kind of charger style weapon, so it's gonna be more a long range thing, but at the same time, it's not as slow as a lot of chargers. Not as fast as a Squiffer though, so by that comparison, Squiffer still has one thing over the new weapon here. Again, we'll have to see just how it plays, just because it could play entirely different from what we think. It'd be cool just to try it out. Now, if you use the special and then grab this, I think you still get the 10 points. Yeah, because it's in your inventory, technically. So, using the special and grabbing the little Zapfish, you still get the bonus. Alright, next level, Pinwheel. You might try it out there in the Splatfest, they let us. They probably will. It's a new weapon, so it's going to be featured. I can guarantee it. That's what they did with Splatoon 2's Global Test Fire. They had 4 weapons available, and it was 3 weapons that were from 1, and then the new weapon, the Dualies, for 2. So it was 4 weapons in total. And I believe it was the standard roller, splatter shot, charger, and Dualies. Like, that's what you had for the weapons. Ah, crap. So that is going to be a similar setup with 3. I don't know how many weapons they're actually going to let us choose. I don't know if they're going to let us use the katana. I would hope they let us use that too. I'm trying to remember what they let us even use for Splatoon 2's Splatfest demo, because that also launched right before the game came out. And that was a way for us to like see some of the other changes, but I don't think they had Tenebros in it. Why do you want to just say Tenebro? That was like added later. The Splat Bro weapon. I don't think that was in it. But I know it had more weapons compared to the original test fire that happened like March of 2017, because that came out like, what, 4 months before the game released? It was a huge difference. Which is sad, we're not actually getting a global test fire this time around, technically. The Splatfest is the global test fire, so pour one out. The tradition was broken. No test fire before release this time around, and I mean like named test fire, because this half counts, I guess. It is a demo before the game releases. It's just not the same. I kind of want to look at those weapons up that were in the Splatoon 2 premiere Splatfest thing as well, because I cannot remember for the life of me. We have the tapes. Oh, barely made that. I don't really care about the eggs. I care about winning. Yeah, it is, like I said, it is the test fire in that, you know, context. It's just not named the same. That's why I just, you know, kind of say it's technically the tradition broken now. Let's see what weapons they have for that Splatfest thing. I think it was cake versus ice cream. I typed cake versus ice cream and I got my newest Mario Kart video. How? That's not even close, YouTube. Alright. Yep, July 2017. This was it. This was our sneak peek. I'm trying to see what we had, because this was, I think, like 2 weeks before the game came out. So kind of just like how Splatoon 3's setup is. Very close to release. And it's one final look at the game. But this one's a hands-on look. They're doing one other thing before the game comes out, and it's like 4 days before it comes out, which is a little tournament they're holding at PAX. Oh no, this was the same setup as that March global test fire. It was just splatter shot, the splat roller, splat charger, and the splat dualies. The kits are different though, because now the kits are more what they had in like the final product I'm seeing here. So that was the same exact set of guns, just different loadouts. So we may have like 4 or 5 weapons maybe at most for the test fire happening, or Splatfest test fire thing happening on Saturday from 2 weeks. A good Splatfest. Yeah, it was a short one though too. It was like 2 hours or something like that. It was not long. My VOD of it, I think, was like an hour or something like that. It was a very short Splatfest. To be fair, this one's also going to be short by comparison to other Splatfests, but that's just because of it being 12 hours. They're normally 24. Although near the end, they're starting to do more 48s, and I hope that becomes a proper mainstay tradition. 48 is better, in my opinion. Do the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Don't just do one day out of a month. It's okay, but there's some people who are wanting to play and they can't play on that said day, no matter what. So give us a little more time. That'd be great. They see me rolling. They dying. Wait, what the heck am I saying? No, this was a 4-hour VOD. It wasn't a 1 hour thing. Why am I thinking 1 hour? The shortest Splatfest. I'm thinking of like the time it was for normal Splat demos. Why? Alright, so these levels are the same for the boss, but as you can see, these are time challenges with the Kraken. Are these all technically Kraken when they do time challenges? I think they are. We're gonna skip all this. I think at this point we're skipping all the bosses except for the final one. So we're gonna do the levels. Actually, at this point, have we... Wait, is this the same set of levels as the... Hang on. I need to see something. I'm going to take a screenshot real quick of this. I'll screenshot that. I'm going to swap back over to your figure. If this is just the same set of levels, we're just going to cherry pick from this point forward. And then final boss. Alright, so screenshot that. And now I'm going to swap back. Alright, so now let me look at those images I just took. So... No, they're not all the same. Okay. Some of them are. That's why I was so confused. Almost half of them are, actually. Let's see. This level here is different. The sponge one's different. Same for this one. Ordering's a little weird. I think at this point we're just going to jump around, because I think we've done all these in some fashion. How about we do one level per row? Skipping the first row, obviously, because I don't want to do World 1 again. And we're just going to do the final boss. We're not doing the other bosses again. So let's do one of these. As we can see, we got limited ink and timer Kraken challenges. So let's start off with a Kraken challenge here. 3 minutes. I think they already started with the reruns, and besides Chaos and Order. Chaos and Order was like 3 days, I think. Also, this is Kraken. We zoom in, buddy. He be fast. There's no reason to ever shoot. There's no reason to ever be in squid form. Just Kraken. Or not squid form, human form. Just Kraken. So this was a special that never came back, and it's extremely busted, so you gotta configure why. No, oops, I didn't mean to hit the mic on that. This special, essentially, what it allowed you to do is just bum rush into enemies. Not having to worry about damage at all, just because of the nature of this thing. It was super powerful, and at launch, it didn't have any knockback, really, so you could just take as many bullets as you want, and it wouldn't do anything to you. So this thing was just a little too OP. They had to nerf it by giving it more knockback over time, and that still didn't stop it. This thing was extremely powerful. I want to see. Well, shoot me. Yeah, see, that's my knockback. That's nothing. So I can still just push my way forward. It wouldn't matter. That's it. This special was extremely overpowered when it first came out. It got nerfed to a point where it wasn't as powerful. I think the most powerful special by the end was the Ink Zuka, just because of its super powerful and super far range. Next up, I want to do this, a limited time ink with ink visible avenues, the level you kind of need to see. So that's gonna be a little hard, to say the least. The limited ink is kind of stressful since you only have those 2 ink tanks they give you. That's it, nothing else. When you run out, you run out. So make every shot count. Where should go? Okay, well that was bad. I don't want to like overdo it. I think bombs are still in this, right? Yeah, look at that. Look at my bomb usage. That takes up almost half a tank, actually. No, it does take up a full half a tank. So don't use bombs in this if you don't want to lose your ink. It's a lot of ink. It's difficulty at that point. That's kind of the cracking challenges, really. Like, the timer really isn't that bad. Really not. Maybe in some levels it can be, but for the most part, I don't have a problem with the timer. Shouldn't shoot all aimlessly like that. And you don't get ink refills when you hit checkpoints, so what you got's what you got. I think there are ink refills scattered in the level, because I don't think this is enough ink. Okay. I don't think this is enough ink for you to actually beat the whole level. And it saves that said ink on the checkpoint, too. So again, you can't really do too much with this. You gotta really plan things out. I find these challenges to be really hard by comparison. Oh, he's chasing me. Oh, no. Determined, man. Very determined. Really don't move that much slower in enemy ink in this mode for some reason, though. I don't know why. It feels like you move slower in multiplayer than single player. I wasn't feeling confident with that. I have the high ground. Are you saying it didn't matter? I have the high ground. I said bullets. And it's only that's how that one Star Wars scene went. Yeah, one more. Just one more shot. All right, I'm getting very low on ink, so be careful. And this is the section you really need the ink the most, because everything's invisible. Really rely on that cursor, because the cursor tells you if there's floor underneath you or not, if you're going forward like this. And then they put a stinking squeegee here, and you realize that's mean. No, 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 no. We're not doing this again. There we go. High ground's greater than low ground, says the low ground guy shooting you. Are you sure about that? I'm gonna just ignore you. One shot on this. And we should have more than enough to finish now. Actually, I have more than enough to probably start playing a little more risky, like throwing bombs. But I don't think I should. Really pushed me back with that. Come on. At least the armor's still here after I broke it open before checkpoint. Dude, stop doing that. At least this time I was over ground. Advantage of the spawning. And don't even throw a bomb for this one. It's not worth it. I'll run out of ink by the time it hits. So there you go. Perfect. We made it with more than enough ink to spare. Certainly someone learned the hard way in that movie. Not wrong. All right, next up. Okay, this doesn't have any ink challenges, but this one does. I know how I'm gonna handle the rest of this. Let's do this level here, the bluefin one. And then we'll do the limited ink on the last row, and then we'll fight Octavio And that'll be it for the amiibo stuff, or at least with the levels. Still have one more amiibo. We see me rolling. They hating? Hello? Prepare to die. It's a one-shot. As soon as you jump at an enemy, it's a one-shot KO. That's what makes this thing so powerful. Unfortunately, though, since it is technically a squid form, do not go on a metal grate and then use the form. You will die. I love the finish in this one, though, because as soon as you jump off of the rail, you get the spin attack from the Kraken anyways. So just go right into the ending. Perfect. Alright, one more, and we'll do one more of the ink things. So, limited ink, spongy observation. Sponges with no ink is bad. We gotta be very careful here. Very, very careful for ink. Take advantage of these puffer fish. I think they're called balloon fish, technically. I have an idea with these guys. Over here, buddy. This way. This way. That's right. Okay, that didn't work in my favor. I was trying to get him to jump off. It almost worked. I wanted to see. You're just better off attacking with that guy. Can I just make these jumps raw? Yeah. Better off killing you, because that's just gonna be too much damage. I don't think Inkzuka uses any ink, so go for it. So that's another thing with these challenges. Use those specials effectively, because they don't use up your ink tank. Fine, take some damage. I don't really care about that. Okay, that was close. And then I just immediately jumped off. Don't focus on the enemy, just focus on the sponges. Love Splatoon's music. Yeah, it's really good. I think some songs in this game were better than 2, which is why I'm sad to see that while some music did return in 2 because of the amiibo stuff, you couldn't select it for multiplayer use. That's one thing I would have wanted, but they just didn't let you do. Because I think some of the multiplayer songs were a little bit better in this game. But both Splatoon 1 and 2, just in general, have really good soundtracks. And just from what we've heard so far with 3, at least just from the trailers, I'm probably going to say the same with 3. I didn't even use up my full ink tank for this one. We're at the end, and I still have a whole tank left, so I can do this. I actually, by the time I grabbed this thing, I still had an ink tank left. Wow, that was forgiving in comparison to the invisible ink one. Holy crap. Samurai has amazing music as well. Yeah, it's pretty good. I prefer more of the multiplayer songs compared to Samurai Run stuff, but it is still good. Alright, but last one here, the last said thing to do. We're gonna do a Kraken run on the final boss. 14 minutes! That's how you can tell this is a long fight, and there's not much you can do to speed it up. But luckily, the Kraken's a one-shot with a punching. That's good. Now you can see why I didn't do this with the other amiibo, because we would have been here all day. Not even an exaggeration. What was that? Nice angle. Flop around for this. I think I can also tank killer whale attacks too with this, so we'll just sit in one of the killer whale attacks, see what happens. This is more fun than doing the charger and roller. Charger is not that bad for this one, if I remember correctly. The roller's real bad because of its short range. So this is the easiest out of the three in some fashions because the instant hits charger probably the second easiest. Super jump animation looks so stupid with this thing. It's like, all right, sure, all right, attack me. Yeah, look at that. We don't take any damage at all. Let's look at the armor, even though Lily doesn't matter, because we can be invincible in the Kraken form. Luckily, these punches are coming out right before the other one gets sent back. Just get as close as possible to speed this up. I forgot about that line. I don't think I can make Squid Miss this year. I filmed an already special Squid Miss morning. This is text you get, I think, after the first time you fight Octavia. You get different dialogue, and it's so stupidly funny. Because they're not even paying attention to the fight at this point. Callie and Marie are just like, yeah, we're gonna be busy this Squid Miss, so we understand. And nothing personal, we just got a concert thing. Yeah, you understand, right? Paul, it's fine. You'll be alone on the holidays. You'll be okay, right? Gotta make money. Too real, man. It's too real. Wait, did I not count? Oh, that was bad. Probably shouldn't move. I'll stay here. Wait for the killer whale. Now go. That, okay, that clipped the side of it. Killer whale didn't help on that one. That's the problem with this kind of a mission, so that wastes a lot of your time. Like, you hit these things so fast back, but if you miss it, it might as well have just been, like, you just shot extremely slow. Move. Yeah, that one I'm not going to bother with the Kraken because I think it would cause a problem. Alright, so 2 more hits like that and then we're done. These are the Amiibo challenges in a nutshell. They're really interesting, but you play all the single player levels again in some fashion. I don't know if you play every single last one of them again just based on the levels that they picked for each one. Since it's 3 levels per world. You do fight all the bosses. Oh, oops. Missed my jump on that one. I forgot there's no floor there. Still got a bomb in this, though. As you see, when you die, you retain your timer, so you gotta also be careful with that. Notice how they're also not giving me any specials, because I think that's an Inkzuka normally. That the armor one or that? I think it was that chest we just broke open, or that box that has a Inkzuka normally. So yeah, you don't get specials in this one. This boss fight, you don't really need it, to be fair. That was the power of the Kraken. Okay, what kind of range was that? Aim it there. What was... Alright, that instantly got destroyed as soon as I jumped. Excuse me. I've never seen that before. Like, the same frame I hit it, it hit the floor. There you go. That's how you're supposed to do it. It's a little weird. All right, I want to see the dialogue in this because it's also different. You can skip this part. I don't want to. I'll turn you into a radio edit. Agent 3, come in, Agent 3. Radio override activated. About time. Turn it up. It's the Squid Sisters. So embarrassing. Do we have to take away your Krabby Cakes, Gramps? None of those precious Krabby Cakes. I think he's just lonely. We should probably give him a call soon. But Gramps doesn't have a phone. Let's sell him a telegram. Why doesn't he have a phone? We should probably work on that one. Give Gramps a phone. Should be in the budget. I love, like, we gotta give him a call soon. It's like he's right here. You could just talk to him now. Come on. Do it. Give your Gramps a call. Okay, one more set. Time to see what this was. Yeah, I should have both fishing rods on me. No, just visit him. Yeah, also right here. I already visit him in the sequel because he just goes away in the sequel for a while. He doesn't return to Octo Expansion. He was missing when the game came out for a year. He just wasn't in it at all. There was a mention of Cuttlefish, and that was it. To be fair, same for Callie, though. Like, she was really only in that, like, one part in the story, and then that was it. So they had to add her in as well via an update. He just wasn't a thing past, like, a certain point in the story mode. Dubstep you into oblivion. All right, let's go. This one I'm just gonna shoot. Oh no, I lost one armor. Whatever shall I do? As the invincible Kraken. That's it. Finish him off with Kraken, right? Yeah. Did it. Not again! So sad. Crossfade. It's a black. Alright. We take requests. That's an intermission. There you go. Now we crossfade to black. We have to take a break before we crossfade. That's important. Alright, we'll fade back in. Doesn't help the scene I chose is literally right next to the intermission one. So we had another 4.5 minutes left. That's not bad. Also, this is the only time where you can control things after Octavia's beaten and the timer's still going. So, if you have 5 seconds left, you better run over to the snake and zapfish. Otherwise, you're screwed. I think that happened to me once when I played this, just without knowing. Not paying attention. Now the major DLC of Splatoon didn't have a lot of characters to include. Yeah, they got rid of Krusty Sean. He got downgraded to a mobile app, unfortunately, so rest in peace, Sean. Alright, let's look at the other two amiibo we haven't talked about yet, and then we'll be done. Callie and Marie, the two Squid Sisters. Because they function ever so slightly different compared to the rest of these amiibo. So, go ahead and scan these in. Here's Callie. Callie in the house! How are you? Staying fresh, I hope. Got a request for me? As you can see, we can listen to music here. Ake Me Up, Now or Never, City of Color, Maritime Memory, Calamari Incantation, or Bomb Rush Blush. 5 songs to choose from here. Oh, no, 6. Sorry, I didn't know how the math. 6 songs to choose from. And specifically, not any old songs in the game, but they are Splatfest songs. Look at what's here. It's Splatfest time, baby, in like 2 weeks. This is based on the Callie versus Marie Splatfest, as you can see from all the shirts. So this is Splatfest music. Original Splatfest music. This is how you restore Splatfest into Splatoon 1's overworld. This won't bring back the events, because if we look forward here, the tower is closed off. We can't get in, but it does restore that theme here in the main plaza. So if you wanted that effect, here it is. Without Miiverse, though, it's a little more bland, because the signs don't really work in the same way anymore. We still get all that cool art, but it's just in-game art at this point. This is all generated by devs, so it's cool that this is how we bring it back. It's just not in the same way you would expect. And you can't use the Amiibo booth during this, so you have to actually just quit out. So these Amiibo aren't really that practical in comparison to the others, but it's a really cool thing. And especially now with it being a dead event in Splatoon 1, this is the only way you're listening to these songs back in the game. The only way. And also the only way you're seeing this setup, too. Can't remember. Can you climb on these trucks? I don't think you can. No. They have like a huge hitbox around them. Like, so big. Also for this song, since this is a Callie-specific song, she gives you a performance. But if you look over at Marie, she's just kind of chilling, having a good time, listening to the song. You may recognize the song if you've played Splatoon 2, because there is a variant of this in that said game. It's a remix in that one. These are songs specifically, Bomb Rush Blush, and there's another one for Marie. They made specifically just for this final Splatfest. It was promotion stuff. And you can even find music videos, I think, on Nintendo's own YouTube channel for these set songs. In-game engine, too. That's Callie. I'm not going to go through all of it. I'm going to just do 2 songs real quick with the Marie Amiibo, and then we're done with these things. Then we're going to try to see if we can even load a multiplayer game at all. So here's Marie. What now, Cal? Oh, it's you! How's things? Things are good. As we can see, pretty much all the same songs here, except for Tide Goes Out. That's her exclusive song. So, let's do... We already heard Calamari Incantation because of the single player. So, City of Color, I think. I want to do that. Yeah, this was the main Splatfest theme. Like, this is what you heard loading into the plaza. Very iconic. I miss this. I really do. It's so cool you can do this with Amiibo, but in Splatoon 2, this is not possible in any means. So we can revisit the idea of Splatfest in Splatoon 1, but not in Splatoon 2 in the same way. Which is funny, because Splatoon 1 has this. You go back to Splatfest, but you can't play Splatfest-themed games. Splatoon 2 does not have this kind of functionality where you can turn the hub into a special event again, but it does have private battles where you can play Splatfest maps. Meaning you can make your own Splatfests and play the shifty station designs. It's like weird, like you fuse these two together and you can just make Splatfest entirely from scratch. You can have the hub be different and custom games. But we can't have nice things, so we don't have that. They've done concerts just doing as well. Yeah, they did. Like in-person concerts with holograms. Kind of like with Hatsune Miku. So here's Tide Goes Out. This is Marie's exclusive song. Again, this is something you may have heard in Splatoon 2, because this, I think, also is featured in the game in some remix. Again, this is a Marie exclusive, so she'll be here dancing around, singing. Look over at Callie. She just chilling, just watching Marie over there in her station. Nice and happy. I miss how this looks. Like Splatoon 1's Splatfest design. It was just very bright. Like Splatoon 2 is very colorful like this too, but with how more condensed down the town was in comparison to this one. This one's a little more wide by comparison. I don't know, the colors just pop a little more here. Alright, that's enough of that. We gotta get a move on at this point. We have about an hour to attempt multiplayer, and we gotta try it. Oh, yeah, we're done. Oh, look at that, breaking news. So we got a new rotation anyway, so this is perfect. Alright, let's do it. What's the map rotations we can attempt? Unfortunately, though, if you play Splatoon 2, you don't know how this feels. Back in Splatoon 1, when there was a rotation, you had to watch the news again. In Splatoon 2, you only watch the news once, and that's when you first turn the game on. And in the original, no, you have to watch this every time. And it was 4-hour rotations in this one, so the rotations were worse, too. Alright, what's the current regulars? Wahi Warehouse? In a remote corner of a... Okay, something. I didn't get to read that. 2 brave Inklings prepare to meet to the... okay, well, what? Battling? They're battling, aren't they? Fort Mackerel. Holy Mackerel. And now the current rank battles. I want them all. After battling, I love to unwind with a cup of Joe. Who's Joe? Never heard this one. Enko V Games. Isn't this the studio that made Squid Jump? I love that game. It's my favorite platformer. And that's it. Alright. Let's do this. I'm immediately gonna just go with my current loadout. This is what I got. I'm just gonna try a game with this. It's probably not the best idea, but this is what we have. I have a hat here that has ink save remain with a lot of ink saving specific things. Ink recovery, another ink save remain, and then an ink save sub. And for the shirt, I'm using this varsity jacket with a damage up, also a defense up, another ink main save, and a run up. And then for the shoes, bomb sniffer, a ability found in this game only. Did not come back in 2. I missed this. I told you where bombs were. Really good. Then I got some swim speed, run speed, and another damage up. Not the best loadout. I never focused competitively at all in this game. I mean, in fact, I'm playing with an Aerospray RG, which is more or less just for turf. I went to Auto Valley. I didn't mean to go here. Out of instinct. Hello, Gramps. Hi, Gramps. Callie's Matt's spirit animal. Yeah, he was. Yeah, and she was, sorry. They're both each other's spirit animal. Alright, so let's attempt this. Regular battle. Let's do it. This could take us 5 years. But while you're waiting, you got some games to play on the gamepad. Oh, look at that. We're already loading into something. Oh, look at that. A full lobby. I don't like some of the names, though, because I'm worried they're creepy hackers. We'll find out. There we go. Turf War in Port Mackerel. This stage is also featured in 2. So you may recognize it. Some end zaps. I got an E-leader. Oh, I got a slosh over there. Pay attention to what the weapons are when you first start because you're not seeing them again. Now, map design also is different in this game because you cannot see what the map is while playing. So, this is kind of a problem. Yeah, look down at the gamepad. So you can see it at all times. A little more inconvenient for me, though. So for this weapon, this is a great example. I gotta look down here, I see something on the map, I touch it, and then I shoot off my Inkzuka. Well, not Inkzuka, Ink Missile, sorry. And they have it too. Yep, that's kind of what I expected. And that is Splashshot Jr. Alright, about the same damage as my gun, but I think a little more accurate. I'm gonna jump to you. Like, I don't really have to focus too much on, like, competitive play styles with this, just because of the nature of Turf War. The very last 30 seconds count only game. You can also see my perks there on the right side of the screen. They're always visible to the player, too. So you can always see my main perk. Not the specific perks, but also they just use an ability called Echolocator, which is only in this game. That special makes it so that everyone can see you on the map on the opposing team. Now, it's not looking good. The map's pretty much covered in blue. Nice, I got a kill. Go over there, right in the middle of their side. Middle-ish. And then they got the edge on the middle, my teammate. Can't really substrate with the mines, not like you can Splatoon 2. That's a line from a charger. There's the charger. Okay, what kind of... He there, I here. It's like, you don't even see him on the same screen. He's got some lag. And jump to the NZAP player here in the middle. Oh, gee. Yep, you can see the bombs right there show up on my HUD. So that's the power bomb sniffer. It warns you when there's a bomb with a little skull icon. It's a really cool thing that I really do wish... Oh, God. I really do wish it was in Splatoon 2. I get why it's not. Because it was... I mean, it was okay. It mainly was used for the mines here. Ink mines were fantastic for bomb sniffer. You can easily find them. But that's the only real thing. Alright, I'm gonna have to get the heck out of here. Shoot that off now. I knew that was gonna happen because you also had this like animation when you're shooting off an ink missile and you can't do anything. That guy has so many damage ups. Dear Lord. And that's it. GG's. They won. The squids are bigger on their side. I don't like using aerospace by today's standards, so that's not surprising. I had that hard of a time doing anything, but we'll get him next game. Now look at this difference too. We can see our kill to death ratio. Can't see that in 2 unless you're using a stinking phone app. Why? They took it away for some reason and buried it behind a dang app. It's so dumb. Also, another thing I'm glad they changed with 2, I can't select anything but yes and no here. So if I want to change my loadout, I gotta quit. Then I have to go into my equip and then change my guns. It's stupid. Fix this in 2 and I'm glad. Hey Kira, how you doing? Hello, hectic of a day. I'm sorry to hear that. I can agree in some senses too. There's a lot going on, personally. If anything, I'm gonna go with one of the classics. Tentatek Splatter Shot, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna look at my other stuff, because I didn't really do all too much. I mean, look at this. I only have 2 sets of hat pages here. That's it. And for clothing, I only have 2. Yeah, I have like next to no gear comparison to what I got into. Holy crap. What was this ability? Oh, Last Ditch Effort. That's right. This was really a Splatoon 1 thing. Something like this came back in 2, but they changed how it worked. And even the name, I think. So that's similar-ish to what's in the sequel, just not the same. I'm gonna go back into regular with this weapon. This is a weapon I'm more used to using by today's standards, so we should be fine with this. Found there's like 8 Picross games on the Switch. I think there's more than just that. There's so many. There's at least like 1 to 2 a year, something crazy. It's like they just won't stop. They won't. I want to show something off while we're here. What was it? Was it this mode? Yeah, it was this mode. There's a sound test in this game. And what you could do... I guess I'll do it next time. What you can do is actually listen to music in the lobbies while you're waiting. Can't do that in the sequel. I don't know why. Kind of wish you could. It'd be nice. Change up the music. Yeah, 3DS also has a lot of Picross as well, from what I heard. Might flank him. Oh, it's Killer Whale. I'm gonna die. Yep. I couldn't move out of that spot, so that was a good whale placement. Killer Whale on this stage is really deadly because of all the quarter hallways. I instantly hit the... Oh, God. I hit the wrong one. That's another thing. The touchscreen can be sensitive, so you can tap the wrong person's super jump, too. But in Splatoon 2, having the map to pull up on the screen, it's just so much better than looking up and down like this. Getting yourself whiplash to look at the map. Because the best way to play this game is like this. You have the screen in front of you at all times while looking at the TV. It's not as ideal in comparison to Splatoon 2. It works, but it's just not as ideal, and it gets super uncomfortable super fast. But this is the effective way. This is peak gameplay right here. That didn't... Okay, I don't know how that didn't kill me. Okay, that's one down. And then that's me down. There's another sniper over there. There's a lot of our base that's just not inked. This is gonna make a huge difference on our score, so I gotta be the one, I guess. My teammate was just, teammates were just rushing ahead. Dude, how did I not kill? Oh, we had 2 damage ups and one was on main. The thing is with this game, damage up and defense up basically just stacked on top of each other to neutralize each other. Which is why you don't see the fence up really in Splatoon anymore. I had to remove it because it was just kind of a problem ability to have. I mean, it worked. So I guess it wasn't bust on that front. It's just the pairing made it just super redundant and not in a good way. That's why I don't see it anymore. Just got my special too. I'm glad they don't have damage up anymore in terms of a main ability, but then the problem is they added stinking main power up, which brought it back. Why? It's like you removed it for a reason. It broke the game, and then you bring it back in 2. Like, 2 years later. Why? Don't do it again. Stop. Just leave it away. Get rid of damage up. Get rid of main power up. Don't just throw them both out in the garbage, please. You don't need either. Also, nice win. GG's. All right, let's listen to some music because we can change our songs with the gamepad. So let's see. How about we do this one? Oh, there you go. You have to play it with the shoulder buttons. There you go. Some Octo music. Why not? I hate when teammates don't cover our base. Yeah, I can agree. It's just annoying, because that's so many missed opportunity points. Alright, here we go. The other map. This is what I was trying for. Wahi Warehouse. Also, this did come back in 2. Did get revamped a bit, but this was one of the original maps shown for Splatoon as well. So I gotta hold up here if I can see the stick of gamepad. This is like, I don't like this having in front of my face. Not ideal, especially when you whack your stinking microphone. Can I just say, I don't like going back and playing the Wii U with certain games, and unfortunately Splatoon is one of them because of this. It's probably because of my vision. Because I wear glasses, and I'm nearsighted, so I need them for faraway stuff. The gamepad is up close and personal. So these kind of games make it really hard to go back to with your vision changing over the past couple years. It was great when it first was a thing, but now that's a whole different argument. Just not as ideal. And also, it can be a little more cumbersome and uncomfortable, too, in some situations. The gamepad's pretty big. Like, I like the games on the system. I think just going back and playing it on this form factor is a little cumbersome for some games. The game, like, as much as I like Star Fox Zero, I unfortunately have the same complaint with that. It's not a game I can play on hours on that anymore. It's like maybe an hour or two at very most. But something like this, if it was on Wii U compared to the Switch, I could play it for the whole day on the Switch because of the controller. Whatever Joy-Con or Pro Controller, it doesn't matter. Notice also this thing's shooting slower compared to our Octo Valley visits. That's because of some of the nerfs. It couldn't shoot as fast if it wanted to not be overpowered. Oh, I got rolled. What was that roller hitbox, too? It was nowhere near me. Game didn't age well compared to the sequel. I mean, it's more because of the hardware. And then some balancing issues. In some ways, it did age better, because I think, at least from what I heard from some people in the competitive scene, they kind of prefer some of the stage design of 1 compared to 2. Because some of the design of 2, not as ideal for certain kind of gameplay modes. But I think this biggest thing, the gamepad looking back and forth and having to interact with it for certain things, is very cumbersome. But because of this, you also had very unique things like with the ink strike. You just look down your gamepad, select the thing, and that's how you use the weapon. It was a really innovative way to use the gamepad. It wasn't just the map on the screen. Are we squid partying? Because my teammates aren't really doing anything to help. I'm going to see those scores at the end. It's going to be next to nothing. It's also not helping for my sake. I'm playing this game with a giant microphone in front of my face. This is not the ideal way to play Splatoon at all. It's terrible. It is a terrible way to play this game. That's why the sequel is way better for me to play for long periods of time, especially for streaming purposes. Yeah, we had a disconnect there. Explains a lot. I was the MVP by a lot, too. My teammates just kind of gave up. Alright, that's it for this mode. Now, we're going to try the other one. Let's go to ranked. Now notice when they told us our stage layouts, they didn't tell us what the rank mode was. It is Splat Zones, the very first one of the 3. Because in this game, ranked wasn't available at launch, you just had turf. And when it came out, Rank Battle only had Splat Zones. That was it. But notice how Squad Battle and Rank have the same mode. This is different compared to 2. As in Splatoon 2, this option was removed for League Battle, which made a whole different rotation for it. So because of this, you can kind of pair up with friends in this, and then, like, it's either a quad squad or a twin squad you would do, because they give you an option for try, but this is the most unbalanced thing. Never select try. You will never get another person in your team if you do this mode, because reasons. It doesn't try to fill it for some reason, and it's super unbalanced. But you go in with friends with your rankings, and that kind of made things a little unbalanced. You can be an S player, your friend could be a B player, so you're just pairing more S players. So the B player guy is kind of struggling. So this was a little broken. That's why they replaced this with League. So that's kind of your rundown. Let's try out Splat Zones here. And let's see if we can get our game in ranked. But later on, they added Tower Control. I think it was like a month or 2 after this. And then Rainmaker was later. And that was the last one. I'm A plus 16 on this. So, oh, pretty high level. I can't remember. What was the highest? Was it S? In this game? I can't remember if it was S or... Oh no, it was A+. I am the highest rank. They added S in Splatoon 2, thinking that would help, and it still wasn't enough, so they had to add X. Never enough. Then they're gonna add XX in the next game, and then XXX in 4, and then they're gonna realize that was a mistake. Take it out. We know what that really means. Oh, okay, that's different. There's a platform structure there in 2. This is a stage returning from 1 to 2, and it's different. The layout is entirely different. Oh no, my teammate covering my area. No, it's a wall. Please walk towards it. No, he didn't. Okay. Missing Little Judd. Mini Judd. Yeah, Mini Judd wasn't added. Or Little Judd's the actual name. It wasn't added until 2. So we only had the 1 cap for this game. Good. That pretty much takes back a majority of the area. That's why Ink Strike's here. With the equivalent of something like an Ink Storm, or maybe even the Bubble Blower in terms of how it took back over the zone. Should probably also do this thing again. No, the blast is up here with us. What was that? Luna? Nice. Ah. I might unironically use XXX to ban XXX. Same as blank, I think. I don't know about that, but... Oh, really? It's not gonna go right. If they use it unironically just for that, it'd be hilarious, but then, yeah, you know they won't, because they probably cannot do that for very obvious reasons. It'd definitely bump up the game's rating a lot without even meaning to. Alright, we lost this one. GG's. 2, 1, boom. We couldn't even get the point once. I'm gonna try a different weapon, actually, for this. I don't know, how many points do I lose when I lose a game in this? That's a lot. I'm already down to 8, and one more set like that, I'm down to A. Wow. Okay, so you can lose a lot of points. Yo, for obvious reasons. Alright, let me try a different weapon here. Because again, I don't have that many options, and I don't think it's because I didn't buy them. I think I have all the weapons in the game. I'll just make sure on that one. How we doing? Yeah, I have all the weapons. The weapon selection in Splatoon 1, not nearly as expansive as 2. I guess like maybe a third of what it is in 2, just because of the kit differences. Even for the clothing option, for the most part, I still got a lot more to buy, to be fair, but for the most part, the biggest problem here is just getting the perks, man. There's no easy way to get perks in this game. There really aren't. That's what I don't like. Because in this one, you have to just randomly roll it and hope you get a good thing. That's it. That's the only way you got more perks. So it was not ideal. Also, I can't filter weapons like in Splatoon 2. You just have to look through this messy selection. That's why it took forever to find a weapon you wanted in this game. Think of anything I might attempt. Well, actually, no. I could do dual squelcher. Hey, remember this thing? Because it doesn't exist in the sequel. It's literally the dually squelcher. If you've played that with its range, but it's a jet squelcher. Dually squelcher had more range to it. So that's a big difference. Wait, what was this? Was that auto or the seeker bomb? Yeah, I don't like seekers. Maybe another 52 gal I can use. If not, I go with Splatter Shot Pro, technically, because of the super good range. Actually, let's do that, because Ink Strike is on here. And that's good for this mode. Alright, let's do it. I don't care if I lose my rank, because I'm not going to play this game really all that competitively. And plus, if I want to take it more serious, I should hook up this system of mine to the internet connection proper, and not just use a Wi-Fi connection. There you go. Splatoon 1 exclusive music. I miss these multiplayer themes, man. They gotta come back. These music pieces are so good. Why so many people still play this game? Yeah, I kind of am too. I mean, Splatoon is big in general in Japan, which is why we're finding so many Japan players even now on this system too. It's more or less because of how most people moved on to the Switch with Splatoon 2. That's why you can still have moments like this where things can take a while to load into a game. Not as ideal. But there are enough people to actually queue in the games without needing to do private games, which is great. We may not actually queue into this one, though, because so far it's blank to find our next slot. Also, notice how someone here is A, pairing with A+ players. This wouldn't happen in Splatoon 2. In Splatoon 2, it pairs you with your ranking. So if you're an S player, you get paired with S players. You don't get paired with, like, an A player at all. The matchmaking system of Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2 is very different. I think it's more based on ping at that point, like it's trying to get the closest location players together in a game, and then it starts doing the rankings or something like that. So matchmaking in this was a lot more finicky compared to how 2 handled it. 2's matchmaking was a lot more balanced for rank, because I think Turf War still went with like the closest player to you method, but then rank mode didn't. Rank mode actually went for your overall rank and team score, with your weapon score too. Like it had a better algorithm. One really didn't have that. Oh wait, no, I was right. This game does have S. A plus was, I think, the highest until a certain update, and then it added S and S plus, which these are way harder to get into just because of the nature of how they work. These are basically as hard as Splatoon 2's S's, I think, to get into, but by today's standards, probably harder because of who plays this game. Also help out competitive teams. Yeah, with the matchmaking being better, you actually had competitive players pair with other competitive players. You didn't have a competitive player play with someone who just got into the rank and still is pretty new at rank mode stuff. But the one big thing, man, I miss for this is the cracking system. Because in Splatoon 1's rank, it just went up or went down. That's all you got. So if you lost too many games, you just immediately go down. If you won a lot of games and then lost them all later, you just lose your rank. But with Splatoon 2, adding that cracking system, meaning if you got past a certain point in your bar, you were safe. So if the beater cracks, that's when you level down, but if you got to the safe bar, you stay in your level. So that way you still play with people in your skill level. That helped a lot in comparison to this one, but to be fair, Splatoon 1's balancing was really not great in the ranked mode. It was just a mess. So, you know, first of its kind. Hey, Giffa, how you doing? Oh, my gamepad's dying. Oh, the mythical light is on. Actually, kind of surprised. We'll probably be able to get through enough of this before it fully dies. If it just dies, I guess that's the end of Splatoon. That feel when you play this song in waiting, and then that's the song you get in game. Okay. I shouldn't go straight on. I should go over here. Although I don't like my teammate going the same area. I'm not really thinking right now. That was a bad move. I think I have a gamepad charger on this desk. If it's not here, it's like somewhere else in this room, so it should be okay if it dies. Yeah, gamepad's battery is like 3 to 4 hours at most. And to be fair, this is a brand new battery I'm using on this gamepad, so this is doing really well. My old one died in like 10 to 30 minutes, depending what you did. It was terrible. Oh, come on, I hate that. The stage design is so different from 2. I'm just so used to 2's design. My muscle memory's kicking in. It's a bad move to walk backwards. What happens if you go back and play the first game when the sequel brings back things and changes it? That was a little too close. Man, look at that slowdown, too. This game runs at 720p and still chucks. The sequel, I think, runs at least in, like, what, 900p or something? It's a higher resolution, and it doesn't have slowdown. Which is a lot better when it comes to performance with this kind of a game. All right, there's our penalty. I think the penalty system was another thing they had to tweak for 2. Because I remember the penalty system in this being a lot harsher. At least at first. It might have got better over time, but it's just... I never really liked Splat Zones when it first came out. I don't know why, it's just... I think its raw design just had some weird issues that I just really wasn't a fan of at first, but then it started to grow on me more. It's a good mode. I think at first it had a lot of issues, though. Okay, there was someone up there about ready to unleash their killer whale, but they died. That's good. See, this is why I don't like looking down at the gamepad. I'm looking at the map to see if there's new ink forming in their color, and I couldn't see that guy, so I'm looking straight down. That's bad. This is why I'm glad you can just press a button in the sequel to see a map, and then 3's doing the same. This was more because of the hardware it was on. The gamepad was such an innovative thing, so to say. You know, half the time it's just a map in games. But a lot of devs did this, and in some games that really didn't help as much as I thought. In this game, it was a little more cumbersome. Cool idea at first, though, but after a while, when you play a game that you just press a button to get the map, yeah, you realize that's just better. No. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that was solid. Dude, what is this? Pushing back at this point. I think we got it. 3, 2, 1, GG's. Let me see, do I have a charger? Because I might need it here in a second. Oh yeah, here it is, right here. I bought a second one of these specifically because of how terrible the Wii U gamepad's battery is. I could just use this. My problem is, playing with a wire on a controller that's already cumbersome enough, yeah, not great. So this is gonna be a little problematic on my free fluid movement. I'll plug this in while we're going to the next game. Change up the music though. Yep, you can tell I'm getting tired. Escape? Yeah. Them jams. Alright, let me plug this in. Probably didn't help that I had to play this game to build up my file as much as I could, even though we never used it, like an hour before, so I used a lot of my battery. Oh, I reset the song, okay, sure. Let's try a different one if we're gonna reset the song. Anchor swim. Or anchor sink. Oh yeah, it's blinking, you're about to die. Fixed. Now I just have this heavy wire weighing me down because there's a brick in the middle. I'm gonna put the brick in my lap. And 2VV Games, another map that returned into vastly different in 2 in a better way. This map in 1 is very huge, to say the least. This map is so big. Oh, it ends up. That's why I killed so fast. Watching it was late, so didn't know we discussed, but any thoughts on Splatoon 3? Yeah, looking great. Like, a lot of quality of life improvements made to the game I'm looking forward to. And a lot of the new stuff looks really interesting too. So I'm looking forward to it, and definitely going to be playing that Splatfest here on the stream when it happens here in like 2 weeks. Mark your calendars, 27th, come here, we're going to be streaming that. Not sure how I'll handle that in terms of the start time though, because I'm going to have off that day, and I'm going to try to play as much as possible. If I can stream the whole thing, I might stream the whole thing, or if I'm just gonna stream like 3 or 4 hours, I may just do the normal like 7, 8 o'clock start time thing. We'll see. Probably 8 if I did my normal time. And double. Stop. Couldn't see the guy near me. I'm looking down at the map because awkward. At least with the maps in front of you on a television screen, you can see around it and see a guy there. There you go. Got him. Dude, that slowdown is so terrible. Are 3 having confirmed of 2 years of support lined up? Well, it's like 1 or 2, right? Yeah. Splatoon 3 is gonna have 3 years of 3 years. I wish 2 years of support, which lines up. Oh god, that's a bumper. Which lines up with what the support was for Splatoon 2. Splatoon 1 only had 1 year because it was on a corpse of a system. By 2016, Nintendo was just pulling out of the Wii U in general. Like they were done supporting the platform. So pretty much anything coming out in 2016 was just lingering, waiting for the Switch. So this game didn't really have much support. But Splatoon 2 had 2 years, technically longer because development time, it finished in 2019, but then when everything changed in 2020, they kind of went back and did a little more with the game to kind of longevity push it ahead, which was a good idea for them in hindsight. But it's, like I said, about the same time as what 2 got for support. It's like 2 years. 1 just got shafted just because of the system. Bad time to run out of ink. There you go. What's nice in this game is you don't have to worry about special consumption based on weapon. It's the same charge time for every weapon, so you know, the ink strike is set. The charge in this amount of set ink, which I can't remember what it is, on every weapon. It's not like it's 180 points for one and like 200 for another. No, it's consistent throughout every weapon type. They did that more for balancing purposes, and I get it. I think some weapons were a little much on some of its ink consumption, or like ink charging times. Like some weapons just couldn't paint, and they had like 200 to get to its special. It's like, yeah, you've probably never seen that special. About to spawn. Dude, what? I got shot out of the air from an end zap? Okay. Since when? Since when is that possible? I call lag on that shot. I'm dead. Yeah. Please don't die, teammate. Nice. You gotta be really careful, though. They're so close to victory. Alright, jump back. Do not do that again. They immediately covered my ink strike area. That was terrible. I'm not dying to a sprinkler. I am dying to that guy's shot, though. Alright, we gotta get an overtime. That's the only way we're gonna win. I don't know if we can. Pretty close. Gotta have a big old push. We can never lose this. First, we need to get it. It would help to have the point. We never got the point. Okay. GG's. Well, I think that's probably a good enough spot to call it for this said mode, too. Because there's one more set of things I want to look at in the game, and it'll take up our last 10 minutes. Plus, with my gamepad dying, I have a very hard time playing it like this, so we're going to call it quits on the ranked and the turfs. But in order for me to do what I need to do, I need to back out. And I need to activate my hacks. I actually need my hacks for this. So that was unfortunate there. We lost our last one. But hey, I didn't lose my A+, so hey, we broke even? Kind of? I don't really know. Probably didn't, actually. So now think about it. I think we lost 8 points in the first game, putting us to 8, and we were at 16. So we're 4 points under. Check with Judd before you're ever done playing, because you get a toasty or good vibes or whatever it is score. Then you get extra money. This was a very easy way to get money in the game. Alright, now I gotta leave. As for me to show off the next thing, it's gamepad exclusive, which is why I need to back out to get my hacks on so you guys can see the bottom screen here. You can't see my gamepad screen if I don't do this. So that's a little unfortunate. I have to do things in this way, but it's whatever. Also, this charger gets really warm. Wow. Forgot how warm the Wii U charger gets. Not great. There we go. Swap screen is on, so now you guys, we can see what's on my gamepad screen. And with that, we boot back up Splatoon one more time. And that will do it for tonight. At this point, we've looked at all the content for Splatoon. We're not gonna do Battle Dojo. Screw that one, though. That's the one I'm skipping. If you want to see that, go check out like a Let's Play I did a couple years back. I played it with a friend at the time. We showed it off. It's an interesting idea. You shoot balloons. That's about it. I'm not gonna cover that. It's like the one thing I'm skipping out on. Nintendo is cheating. I need to, because they don't let you capture from the stupid gamepad. And these are all gamepad exclusive. So dumb, man. It's so dumb. I love these minigame things, but the only way to play them is on the gamepad. So if you want to actually show it to your friend, you gotta hand them the stinking gamepad. Unfortunately, I gotta sit through all the news again. At least you can mash through this fast. But the one thing they didn't show, and I'm really hoping to do this, add a skip for the news. I saw a little icon in the corner when they were showing it off during the direct. There's something about like watching the news. I saw an icon for an option like that. So I'm hoping that means you can skip it. We have to wait though until 3 comes out for that though. We won't know until then. So here's a little arcade machine. This arcade lets you pick between these 4 games, but it's only on the gamepad screen. Oh, B actually, okay. B doesn't override on this. It does in these menus, but not in the arcade. Okay, so I gotta do the old-fashioned way. So here you go. There's our first one. Let's skip. We'll do Squid Beats last. So this is Squid Jump. How does this work? Okay, that's how it works. Let me swap the game so I can restart it. Okay, I guess I'm not allowed to restart. I'm just gonna completely leave then. I forgot how it played, so you had to just bear with me on that. Alright, let's skip. Squid Jump. You gotta use the trigger. Oh, it's still saved. Okay, sure. So you use the trigger. It's a jumper game. So if you play something, say like Sonic Jump, for example, that's pretty much what this is. You're just jumping around here, trying to get to, I think, a certain point on the screen, because then that counts as a level. Also, its charge up is weird because you have to really hold it for a while to actually get the full charge. Like, red is not its full. When it blinks, that's its full. But you can also charge while jumping, which is very weird. A little lifeless though with music. A little fun game you can play while waiting for the multiplayer games to start, because you can do all this stuff while waiting in a lobby. This is not just in the arcade thing. You can do this while waiting for games. This is how you pass time while just sitting there on a queue screen. Nothing like this in 2, so that's a little unfortunate. There you go. That's a goal, so we'll go to our next one. Squid Ball. So essentially, it's just volleyball. That's it. You can jump. What? Wait, what? Okay, how did... I don't understand what happened there. I haven't played this one in a while, so bear with me. Last time I played these was like 2016. Okay, can I remember how you play this one? Hang on, I'm gonna just look it up real quick. Because I don't remember Squid Ball. I really don't. The first thing I got when I typed Squid Ball was a plushie. How? Okay, arcade machine. Squid Ball. In this game, the player Squid has to hit the jellyfish on the other side of the net with a ball, which is the zapfish, to score points. Okay, that's what I was doing. I didn't get any points, so I'm a little more confused. Also, the jump is so bad. Just look what just happened. I don't like this one much. I forgot how bad this one is. Like, it's not really that playable. Like, look at this. I land on the other side, which is the goal. I'm not getting points. There you go. You gotta do a spike. That's why. It's very clunky. It is very clunky. So you hit it in the air like this. But then if you miss, then you have to try again. So you use up a life. You bounce it. While it's coming down. Jump. Spike it. And you have to hit a certain amount of points to clear the level. Jump. Spike. Barely hit that. I'm not a fan of this one. Squid Ball, meh. Squid Racer. It's a racing game. You have to hold down ZR for accelerate. Everything's a shoot button for these. And that's it. It's just a quick race. It takes no time at all. Oh, look. A slight turn. Oh, no. Gotta just ever so slightly make right. And we lost that one technically. But, hey, goal. We hit the goal. Oh, now we got zigzagging. I'm zigging and zagging. It's kind of awkward to control. You have to... Oh, wait, what the heck? Oh, I forgot there's a boost, technically. It's like a break, but also a boost. Oh, no, it's just a break. Never mind. Obstacles. Now we got fish. Just stick to a sign. You never get hit. But they clip through it. The jellyfish cheat. They go straight through them all. That's not fair. I play Squid Ball. I don't blame you because it's not great. I'm gonna read the rules on Squid Racer real quick because something's off with the speed. Okay, yeah, you hold ZR for accelerate. ZL's drift. Oh, hang on. Holding the ZR button during the second half when the number 2 appears during the countdown triggers a starting boost very similar to the rocket start in the Mario Kart series. Alright, let's try that. Didn't feel like it. It might have happened, I just don't notice a difference. Honestly, out of the 3 mini-games, I think the squid jump's the best. Yeah, that really doesn't feel like I'm doing any extra thing. Oh, wait, what the heck? That doesn't count. Oh, that's a benefit thing. I'm shiny now. I don't know what the shiny means. They don't really explain the rules to the player. That's kind of why the games are a little weird. They give you the controls at the top, but that's all they give you. Doesn't help. But here's the last one. Squid Beats. This is my personal favorite. This one slash is like a minigame slash sound test. So let's just go with this one. Oh, that's right. You guys can't hear the music now. Because it comes through the gamepad. So this is awkward. I didn't know this was gonna happen. Alright, I have one other solution. We're not gonna do this as they want it. I should have a 3.5 audio cable thing in here. I did not come prepared for this because I didn't know this was gonna happen. Okay, this could work. I might need an extension cable though. So just give me 1 sec. Okay, now in theory, I should be able to now stream this audio to you guys through my capture card. Because I just plugged in 3.5 mil cable into the back of my capture card via a long extension cord. And now I just plug this into the gamepad. So now I am very wired up. Oh, we can hear it now! Yeah! We need it! We hacked the Matrix. Alright, let's stop that and replay it. Here's Squid Beats. And you thought this happened first with Splatoon 2. I don't like how fast this is. Holy crap, this is fast! Why is it so fast? Alright, try a different song. Try a different one. Ink or Sync. This might be a mistake. Why would you change it up? Couldn't you just do this? No, you can't mash. I think this is endless too, so yeah, this is a rough one. Let's try one more song real quick, and then we'll call for this. For the lobby. No, this ain't easy, Chief. It's a really cool idea, but the problem is, in this game, there's no difficulty selection for how hard Squid Beaks is. In Splatoon 2, this does come back. This is the only one of the 4 minigames that comes back, but the problem here is, without difficulty select, this could be really chaotic, and doesn't even have an end for the minigame. It's just endless. In Splatoon 2, they track how many of the notes you have played, so there's an actual score system. You can select between a normal and a hard mode, so there's 2 difficulties. It's better. And plus, it comes up faster because the notes are on the same line. In Splatoon 2, it's on 2 different lines, so it's easier to figure it out. And they give you a little more lenience with how you press the buttons too. This one's just a little more cumbersome, I feel. But that's it. It's only the 4 minigames, technically. It's just these 4. So, that's what you can do in waiting for a game. You can play one of these 4 things. I always played Squid Beats and just used it as a sound test because you could just load up Squid Beats and just listen to whatever you want, which is fantastic. So I would do this while waiting in a lobby for a game. I wouldn't play any of the others. They're okay, like a little time waster, but I just didn't care for them. I think Squid Beats was the best part. And I wish that functionality returned in 2, because it's in the game, but just only in the plaza, which is a little more limiting, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it. That was original Splatoon. Definitely a trip back down memory lane. The only thing, again, I'm not showing for this is because it's super cumbersome, is this mode here, the Battle Dojo. I'm going to go in it real quick just to let you guys see what the rules are while I get this video loaded up. Can I go into here? Also, yeah, the screen's the same between the 2. Battle Dojo, you play one-on-one battles against a friend. One player plays with this gamepad, and the other one can play on the TV. And it asks you what kind of controller, Wii Classic controller or the Pro controller. But there's a stupid workaround to get motion controls on the Wii U Pro controller. You just basically strapped a Wii remote to the Pro controller, and that's how you got gyro. It was the dumbest thing, and there's an actual image out there for that. It's so dumb. I'm gonna see if we can find the image for we also call it too. See. I'm gonna get Battle Dojo first, because if you guys want to watch this, I am not gonna be playing it here. Because honestly, this is something, again, this is cumbersome and also a thing that I don't really have any way of showing you guys. So if you want to see it, I made a video about it a couple years ago. Check that out instead. So let me see something for the Pro Controller motion control thing. Because again, the image is the dumbest thing. It is the absolute dumbest thing. Yep, okay, here it is. I found it. I found it. Oh, I forgot how bad this was. This was official. Oh, I hate it. I hate this. Is it set up in OBS for me to do this thing? Hang on, I need to check. Chrome, open that. Yeah, there you go. So now if I do this, browser. Yeah, there you go. That was what you did! That monstrosity! Why was this a thing? Only the Wii U would do something this dumb. It's literally like, you look at this. Look at this image. Hang on, I gotta do this. Hang on, I gotta go in more. This is like shoelace on the Wii remote to the back of the Pro Controller. It's not even like, it's nothing elegant. It's just them taping it together, essentially. It's so dumb. But this is what they expected players to do if they want motion control in the Battle Dojo. You had to do this. It's so bad. It's so bad. I forgot how dumb it looked. Needless to say, I'm glad going forward, we just have motion control built in this thing. Because imagine me strapping an extra thing like this. And it's so terrible, man. It is. No. No, thank you. I would be a stick player for life if I had to do this. No thanks. Oh my gosh. Better prototype than the Wii U gamepad. Wii mode stayed to the side of the tablet. That's right, it also did that too. Hey, can I get that image too? Hang on. I want to find that because I need to see that by comparison. Let's see, Wii U gamepad prototype. Because I remember that. Oh yeah, it was just as bad. It was so bad. Alright, I want to flash this one up and then we're calling it. This is what that was in question. Just like, yep. They just sit on the edges with a wire coming out from the classic controller port just to give it a stick. That was the prototype of the Wii U. It's just this. Man, we've come a long way, haven't we? Imagine duct taping 2 Wiimotes to your gamepad. That's even worse than the Pro Controller layout. No thanks. Never, ever make me do that. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me of that design, Kira, because that's also cursed. Not as cursed as what they made official people do, but also, yeah, it was cursed. Get out of here. I gotta say goodbye to some of my favorite people real quick. Hello, Spike. I miss you. You got replaced by your equally counterpart merch. This guy's where you go to order gear. Same setup as 2. And you go here to roll your abilities, and then you just basically roulette it. This is how you got the extra chunks on your stuff. It was really bad. You either paid a heck of a ton of money, or you paid on a sea snail. It was not ideal. He's just not a thing anymore in the games. Like in 2, Spike just made so much money from doing this back alley stuff, he just retired. You just see him chilling in a coffee shop all day, and he's doing absolutely nothing. He's just sitting there, I think on his like laptop or something. So he definitely got downgraded. And here's our hosts, Callie and Marie. They just been chilling out, having a good old conversation there. Looks like got big old lollipops in the middle on that table. And they look over and wave. Hello. There's a TV they stand in front of for the show, mounted from the ceiling. That's it. And then Judge just kind of chills out here sleeping. Cuttlefish is always stares at you as a creeper. You know, as you do. And that's it. Miss this game. I really do. But we've kind of moved on to better and bigger things with the other games now. So I am glad that we just improved in so many ways. So that's going to do it, though. Let me just fix up something before we swap over. But yeah, that's it. We've looked at everything for Splatoon. I'm happy about that. So next week, we'll start off with the sequel, Splatoon 2. We're going to be doing the same little adventure with that. We're going to be playing through that game, through all of its single-player content with its campaign mode, and also has a DLC campaign, so it's 2 in 1. And it's like in the sequel, number 2, it has 2 campaigns. Why do you get 2 campaigns? But you're heading out, Matt. That's fine, because we're ending it now anyway, so thanks for coming by, and you have a good night, bud. But, yeah, that, like I said, that's going to do it. Next week, we'll come back. We'll be playing the sequel here on the Switch, going through that as our countdown to Splatoon 3 continues. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too, because these streams have been kind of like a blast of the past for me. Since, I mean, I haven't touched bulky Wii U one in a long time. I haven't played this version of the game before Splatoon 2 came out, so that was like 5 years. In a very, very long time. I'm gonna actually kill the game on my screen real quick, because I need to see something on my computer. So by me, I'm just getting a little up and close and personal. But yeah. That was a blast from the past. I was glad to go back and try that game again. Because it's been, as I said, so many years. So many. So. Oh god, I got dark. Wow, that's really dark. I just needed to turn off the exposure because I didn't want to see it flickering all the time. But what is this? Ah! Okay, good night. I'm just gonna have to leave it on auto and deal with the weird flicker thing it does. And now why is it gray? Alright, yeah, something. I should probably get a new webcam at some point. What is this? I don't even know what's happening with this color scheme. Now you can see my glowing keyboard. What is happening? I swear, things broke. Like, hardcore broke. What is happening? You know what? I guess we're gonna end it being pale. I'm just gonna have to move this over. Why is it so pale? I can't even move it. Why? I'm gonna have to nuke me here in a minute because I actually need to kill the camera. Wow. This is a first. Let me just hide it then. Alright, sure. I love them tech issues at the very end. Splatoon, they had 3 campaigns, right? I would love that, actually. That'd be a cool idea. I feel that'd be extreme. And they probably won't do it. But one can just hope, right? That's weird. It's like so washed out now. I could fix that in like in between streams. I don't know what happened. This is a new one for me. It's still messed up. Wow. I don't know what the heck's going on with my webcam tonight. I use this like old webcam from like 2015, so it's definitely having some freakouts, probably because of its age. Alright, that's good enough. It's not ideal. It's very washed out. Why did the music reset? That's weird. You know what? Just take it. Just take it. Alright, so cleanup time. A little bit of housekeeping before we leave. This is awkward. There we go. YouTube side, check out the latest Mario Kart that's here now. It's probably gonna be the things going on the Tuesday, Thursday for a while. I might talk about this on streams. That's gonna go up for the next couple weeks, and then we got the Sunshine still going on too. Tomorrow, I think it's the last part of Noki Bay, so check it out if you haven't already. And as another reminder, LP League, we have started a new playthrough with The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So check that one out if you haven't seen it already. It's gonna be going on for quite some time. Big project. One of our longest ones to date. But for good reason. It was a really, really solid one. We had a lot of fun putting that one together, and I hope you guys have been enjoying watching that. If you have seen it. And that's pretty much the big stuff. So with that, that's gonna do it. I gotta put away all these stinking amiibos. As a reminder, I'm gonna just show this one more time. Although I probably want to mute this thing this time around. Let me do that first before I actually pull out the webcam phone thing. Because I had to turn on a very specific setting just to have you guys hear it. I don't need it anymore because I'm not walking away. Reminder though, I had to get all these amiibo and I didn't use like 90% of them. So I got all of these that I have to put away. Like every single one of these. And it's so much work to do. My shelf back here is barren. It's like, maybe, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7 figures? That's barren because all of my Splatoon figures are here with me on the desk. Streaming with Amiibo. Then a stinking gamepad on top of it? Nah, not recommended. No. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Now, next time you see this, probably gonna be the same color as the basic set. Nice old white with all the dust. Actually, won't be. I clean my stuff. Clean your stuff, even if you don't use it. That's just not healthy. But yeah, I gotta do all that now, so I'm gonna end it here. Thanks everyone who came out. And with that, we're gonna end it. So I hit the mute button. That's a mistake. I'll see you guys back here next week for more of our countdown to Splatoon 3 with some Splatoon 2. Have a good night, everybody, and take care.